Wow.
Hey.
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast.
It's a podcast.
Hello.
This week, featuring Gus. You gotta say your name, dude.
I don't remember the
been so
rules.
long.
Brandon.
Barbara.
Jack.
And featuring Gus.
Oh,
Special
that's
guest.
true.
Up now?
Gus.
Am I not gonna? You're not gonna bring me back?
I'm just
for
not gonna
another
talk to you now the whole podcast. It's
Also-
been a while since you've been on. When's the last time
month?
you
It
were on a podcast?
has been a while.
It's been probably like 6 months.
Yeah. No. Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, time flies
You know
when
what
you
I
hate
realized?
life.
Brandon, you and I have never been on a video podcast together.
We have. You just forgot. That's
Oh.
okay.
Wait, we were?
Yes.
Which one?
I don't know, but now my feelings are hurt.
I guess you're just not that memorable.
I guess not. No, apparently not.
were the
It was a
Dr. Who
time
thing,
where
right?
like you guys were. I felt really awkward. So you guys were talking about video games, and I don't really play video games anymore, except for a few, for like 20 minutes. So I just pretended like I fell asleep.
Oh, right, I got
and
mad
you
at
got
you.
super pissed
That's
off.
right. You
And I was like,
pretended
Gus,
like you
you're not
fell
really
asleep?
mad. I just thought it would be funny. He's like, no, I'm not mad. And then like 6 months later,
Now I remember why I put you on the banned list. God. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for coming, Brandon. We had a good time.
thank you to
So
Bernie.
you
for
have
not
been playing
being
some
here.
video games lately, though. That's not true. You've been talking to me a lot about SimCity
Yeah.
finally having offline mode, and there was another game, the Tycoon game, was it Railroad Tycoon?
No, Railroads. Sid Meier's Railroads. Addicted to that. Then I
Railroads.
went back to SimCity, and
I
then
played SimCity. I've just gotten into SimCity.
oh, you gotta play SimCity 4. SimCity 4 is the most
Oh.
amazing game. The new SimCity, it's like I got frustrated and I quit. It's like we want education. I build a school. We still want fuck you. Anyway, I
You build
started
bus
playing.
stops. You gotta build bus stops to take them to the school.
I do. I have the perfect system.
All right,
and they
well, clearly
still have
not.
a problem with it.
Okay.
It's just sorry. It's a raw nerve. But I started playing The Sims again just because. So I started dating this girl, and she has this little pug, and it's the
Oh,
most.
trust me, we know. You post pictures of this fucking dog constantly.
I think he likes the dog better than he likes the
podcast
girl.
Is an excuse to have an intervention for you from posting
Yeah.
pictures of this dog.
I
we have to
love
talk to you.
that dog so much.
We're all your friends.
Is your girlfriend jealous of the fact that you
Yeah.
post so many pictures of the
The
goddamn
problem
dog?
is every time I introduce her to somebody that I know, all they say is, "Oh wow, he loves that dog. He shows us pictures of him all the time." And I'm like, "Fuck."
Brandon, what you're saying is you live the pug life. Right?
Well, my dog's in Houston, so it's kind of filling his hole. But anyway, so I love this dog. I have like 1,000 pictures of him. And then I had seen that Sims released an expansion pack called Pets, and you could actually
Like
get
The
a dog.
Sims?
That wasn't like the first expansion pack they released, or one of the first.
I have no idea.
For Sims 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sims 3 expansion pack.
got like 20 of
Pets.
them now.
So I ended up buying it, and I was like, oh my God, I want to set up exactly the same thing we have.
were like, oh
and
my
I was like,
God.
well, I need to create my girlfriend too, so I create the family. It's like me, my girlfriend, and a little pug. And I'm like setting everything up and playing with it. And then I show my girlfriend because I'm really excited.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, this is how this works, how this works, this works. And then I get kind of caught up, and then I'm just playing it, like controlling my girlfriend and the pug in the game while my real girlfriend and her pug are sitting on the couch next to me, like not doing anything.
Wait, are they watching you do this?
Yeah.
You should
And
send
then
them
I
to
was
do
like, I had a oh shit moment. So I just closed the computer. But then she got mad too, because she's like, you're not even gonna say hi to me? I just got home. I was like, oh no, we've never talked before. She's like, you're not even gonna try to kiss me? I was like, no, I do not like interacting Sims together. Like, I don't like socializing in the game at all.
You mean in the game?
Yeah.
Her sim had just got home.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant like she had physically just.
I thought that's what he meant too, yeah. I'm like, you're a shitty boyfriend,
Maybe
man.
it was both. That's why she was mad. No, I'm a good boyfriend. But yeah, and I had to stop playing it because then it was like affecting my real life. Because you tell your Sims like, all right, you're bored, go play with the dog, go do fetch, tug of war, and then like I was in the bedroom and I came in the living room. And my girlfriend was playing with the pug at tug of war, and I was like, "Did I just tell them to do that? was this a command that I
my
made?"
God.
So I had to stop playing it.
Do you have the like autonomy on?
No, I control it all.
Okay. I hate
I
playing
got
autonomy.
hooked to the game because we did a project that we never released with The Sims a few years ago.
Strangerhood season 2.
No,
Yes.
It
season
might
2.
still come out. There's hope.
Ray's
It was
working
at
on it.
our old office.
Yeah, I remember it.
Rest in
Segue.
peace, old office.
Yeah, so apparently you
tearing it down.
Yeah, you tweeted at me
I
this
thought
weekend.
that was a good segue, Barbara. You had to call
It was
it
pretty
out.
good.
People.
I guess
I gotta do it.
Our old office downtown on Congress. I guess there's a proposal to knock that building down and build a new giant hotel,
Yeah.
which is fine by me.
Progress, man.
That,
In
I'm all
with the
for
old.
it.
that was not this was not a historic building or anything.
No.
That is literally just a shitty building.
Yes.
There it
7th
is.
Congress, the southeast corner
Yeah,
of 7th Congress.
it's 619 Congress. Like they want to tear that one building down that one little sliver
Is it
of
just
shit.
our one building?
Yeah,
Just our one building.
the parking lot, like the hideout and everything else next to it would be fine.
Oh, that's funny.
Because those are actual
But
historic buildings.
Kababalicious is just fucked. So
The weird thing is they spend all this money on making
Kababalicious.
proposals to show that this building is not historical.
Oh,
And one
okay.
of the pictures is these construction workers
Historic.
in our conference room, old conference room, ripping off the walls. Because basically they figured out that the building is old,
Mm-hmm.
but whoever remodeled it, Wendy's, like completely rebuilt it in the
Wendy's?
80s.
Yeah.
So then the city's
No.
like, all right, you can tear it down.
Wait, didn't it used to be a Wendy's?
Yeah, there were like
Yeah.
9 subleases for that thing when we got it. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
that was,
leased it
that was like a super early podcast topic of conversation was how Wendy's had subleased it
Calm
to
down, Monty.
Texadelphia, who had subleased it to
No reference.
who had they
Nice.
subleased it to? To the Pita Pit,
Yeah, Pita
who
Pit.
then subleased it to us.
There were more subleases than that.
Yeah, there were a
was
few more.
crazy, yeah.
But we were actually Jeff and I's old office was the old women's restroom, right?
Yes.
Where the sound booth was, and we were up there in that room. That's where we recorded the first podcast.
Yes, the first many podcasts
Yeah,
were
well,
recorded
first
up there.
podcasts
Yeah.
plural.
So someone noted that you can stay in one of those rooms in the hotel when it's built and be like occupying the old Rooster Teeth office.
Essentially.
Yeah. It's weird.
So
When are
yeah,
they
I'm
going
all
to tear
for it.
down this place?
they had look at the sign. I'm trying to point over here subtly so you can
Brandon,
read
move your
Yeah,
mic closer
seriously.
to your
I was
face.
like-
Okay.
Out of all people who should be aware of how to be on a podcast, it should be someone who's to
so,
produce the
like,
podcast.
the-
Oh, I
the
get
most-
my eyeline's here.
Yeah, that's why I was doing this. The most confusing thing about the proposal and the way that they structured it to show that they were just going to tear down that one building is they showed every building on the block with the little red X under it. So everyone thought, well, they're going to tear down every building on the block. Like, this is no way that this should pass.
Peace out.
But no, I think it was just to show it was like one unit of measurement and that they
Yeah.
were all like the same size.
Yeah, no, because it looks like, couldn't you have picked a different mark?
Yeah,
Like,
like-
do you not understand what like 99% people use the red X for?
But that picture you're talking about where the construction workers are in our conference room, like they're tearing the drywall down to see what the wall was actually constructed of.
Yeah.
Cinder block.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was just cinder
That's
block.
it?
But really old cinder block.
Yeah,
so
it was
it's
like
historic
a
cinder
18th
block.
century cinder block.
It's made out of like
Jack's ancestors laid
exactly.
it.
It's true. Your
My
fifth
ancestors
generation.
and Indian bones made those cinder blocks.
Oh.
That's why it was haunted. So yeah, I hope they tear it down.
Yeah,
and build
I'm
something
on
better.
board.
No, the new thing looks really nice. The new hotel.
Are
I
you
can say our
sad?
skyline looks awesome. Like our skyline's getting cooler and cooler and cooler every year. And I remember from like in the mid '90s when I was like, okay, there's one or two tall buildings, but now it's like we have a legit city now, and it looks cool.
We're getting one of those convention center hotels that's actually connected to
Fairmont,
the
right?
convention center. Yeah, it'll have like that walkway, and I think it'll be as tall as
Yay.
Gastonia. I found a website where all it is message boards about skyscrapers.
Oh yeah, Jeff
And I
goes through
geeked
those a lot.
out.
That's I love that board.
ATX
Yeah.
skyscrapers.com
Yeah,
or something. Yeah. I'm excited for that stuff. I like seeing progress. Like when people lost their minds when they tore down the old Alamo Draft House, that little shopping plaza, the South Lamar shopping plaza.
Yeah.
It had been there for like 30 years.
It's gonna
People
be
lost their
so
minds.
cool.
It's gonna be so
It's
much
gonna be
better
so
when they're
nice.
done with it.
Have you seen the mock-up of what it's going to look like?
Looks really, really neat.
I won't mention his name. I got in an argument with somebody here about the Alamo.
What's their name?
and
Mention his name.
No, they were upset because
Bernie?
of the new South Lamar Alamo, which I'm really excited about.
Was it Blaine?
Because it's so pretty. Like the design for the South Lamar Alamo is really
Was it
nice.
Kyle?
Let's just
There's
spend the rest of the
gonna be
podcast
a lot
guessing
of
who it
like
was.
really, really cool stuff.
Was it Patrick?
And this person was upset because they're like,
It was Gus.
but I
Was it-
mean, like we're
was
just
it Gus?
making everything cool
Wasn't me,
and,
was it?
and ritzy. We're not making it real. I was
Matt.
like,
Matt.
that was the shittiest apartment or shopping complex ever. There was like a taekwondo place, a Chinese food place.
There was a South Austin gym.
yeah,
Hey, there was a thundercloud there, guys.
Oh yeah, that's Thundercloud.
yeah. So I was like,
Everyone
well,
loves Thundercloud.
There's a Maudie's over there. And then Maudie's still there.
They might be still there.
and so I'm excited. It's going to be really nice. And I lived down the street, and I was like, well, so what's the ultimate Alamo? Like, what's the best example? And they were like, oh, well, you know, the Ritz downtown. And
Oh,
it's
my
like,
God.
it's just like,
Who the hell said the Ritz
well,
is the...
no. It's not his fault, but it's like when people have only been in Austin for a certain amount of time,
Yeah.
their frame of reference is year one. That's what's annoying about Austinites, except
Yeah.
for Jack, because he's like authentic.
No, I'm annoying
He's
too,
real.
trust me. I know
He's
I'm
like,
annoying.
people want
What?
to move to Austin and then talk about how everybody who moves after them is cool and
I'm
ruined
trying to
it.
think of who this could be.
Why
Is it
are you
Brian?
making that face?
Was it
Because I'm
Brian?
thinking about who it could be. And I'm pretty sure I know.
Who do you think it
So
is?
I hate,
Anyway,
like,
I'm
Who is
excited.
it?
I
Out
like,
it. Out it.
no.
Out it.
Do it.
what,
Do
I
it.
have like reasons I
One,
can't
two,
Well,
three,
it's-
upset
it's-
this
it.
person.
It's someone new to Austin, so...
Everyone here's new to Austin.
There's
now.
reasons
that's
you
true.
can't upset this. Is it your girlfriend?
No, if you,
No,
if
she
you,
kept saying his.
Yeah.
He kept saying his.
I feel like you're new to Austin if you arrived here after 2000.
Yeah.
Because that's like when
15
Austin.
years, basically, yeah.
to me, started changing. But I mean, I got here in 04.
Okay, I say it's 2000, the year after you got here.
No.
For most people, it's the year
And
after
I
they
know
get here.
September 2004.
It's just like people been here for 3 years. Oh, Austin used to be so cool. And it's like, come on, dude.
Well, there was a
Don't hate.
There was
Like-
a South by Southwest like intro video.
Jeff Marslet.
Yeah, the one where it's the guy in the movie theaters, like how not to be a, not
He's
how
a,
not
he's
to
a
be
really
jerk
talented
at South
animator.
by.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was the one where he's in the movie theater and he's like
Yeah.
a real business
Yeah.
guy, and then by the end of it, he's like total like Austin
Cameo
Slacker.
by Chris Damaris in the background.
Yeah.
He was a good
That was
cameo.
Joe Nicolosi, I think, did that, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah, he does a bunch of those South by shorts. So
Yeah, he did the Mario one that went crazy a few years ago. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
He also did
3
Kittywood
years ago?
Studios starring Brittany Brands.
He did do Kittywood Studios.
Nice.
Good job, Barbara.
Is that what it's called?
It
Yeah.
is.
Okay, sweet.
I always get confused. There's that actual like studio
didn't
outside
get
of
that
town
on the
called
stream.
Spiderwood Studios. And in my head, I'm
Yeah.
always like, wait, Kitty? Spiderwood. That's the,
Fill
that's
it
the
with
real
cats.
one. So I got a haircut today.
You
And they did that shit again that I fucking hate.
Product.
Where they put product in my hair.
So do you say it before the haircut? Don't put product
Well,
in my
no,
hair? or
they
just-
ask point blank, do you put product in your hair? I say, no, I don't say fucking. I say, no, I hate product in my hair. And then they're like, I'm going to put this in your hair. I say, no, please don't. And then fucking it's in
So
my
were
hair.
you like in shock when it's coming? Like,
I can't
you
see. I
just
don't have
say
my
stop?
glasses on, and then
Just
like,
no.
the barber's like behind me, and the next thing I know, there's like shit in my hair. I'm like, what? I literally just said not to do that.
I think they ask if you put product in your hair just so they know how to cut it properly, because some like it changes the way you style it.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
everything
Because
like that.
I never put anything like that in my hair, and I have real thin hair, so they have to cut it in certain ways. I'm like, I wake up, I shower, and I leave, and that's pretty much it. So,
pisses
put
me off.
product, you can make it shorter because you can do stuff.
I don't understand though
like
if you
this shit.
literally just said don't do it and they just did it anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Where'd you-
Annoying.
Where'd you go?
Just sports clips.
I mean, it's no
it's
Ray
close.
haircut.
It's right over there.
Yeah, that's true. Did you get the?
I know. And then you got after me. You said you should go to Birds, and I said, well, where's there a Birds close to here? And you said, oh, out there on E6. That's fucking 20 minutes away.
How am I supposed
I
to
said
know?
close to
here.
No. You just
Here.
said close, and I just assumed.
No, he said
well,
to
why
here. I
said
would
close to
Gus?
here.
I said
Why
close
would
to
Gus
here.
go to a barber
Barbara backs me up. I said close to
close to
here.
his office?
I have memory
I
like
thought
a
we
brick
were.
house.
I thought we were podcast bros.
Did you get the MVP? Did you get your hair washed too?
Yeah, I get it washed because it's like
the
I
best.
realize it's a racket. So they fuck you. What happens
Well, that's
is
a different hairstyle.
if you don't get your hair washed, then you get the fucking hair all in your collar.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just fucking itchy all day. So it's like, since I got my hair cut here, I don't want to fucking get in the shower. Like, yes, wash my hair. They're like, oh, well, then we have to give you a massage too. Like, I don't want the massage. Just fucking wash my hair.
No. It's like
fucking.
But they have like the massage stick thing.
It's
They just
so
kinda, like,
fucking awful.
Yeah, it's awkward.
At least you didn't fall asleep during
That's
your
true.
haircut.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
show
what
me
I'm
like-
like.
Should look like Macklemore.
The fact that Ray had that haircut makes me laugh
man.
every time.
It grew out quickly. Luckily for him.
that was like the guy from Fun, right? That was the same haircut.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What he
the
looks
weird
like.
guy
he's
who's
like
dating
buzzed
the-
on the side.
Leah.
It's a very popular hairstyle now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt had it at the Academy Awards,
sure did.
actually.
I think I saw a post where it was like if celebrities nowadays all had that Macklemore haircut.
Ugh.
Some people pulled it off pretty well.
Really?
Like Angelina Jolie. Not bad. She could pull it off.
Man, I gotta get my hair cut. My hair this is the longest I've ever had. It is beyond my nose.
Nice.
So long.
Dude, you're so seen.
No, I'm just lazy. I haven't had a chance to get out to the barber shop yet.
I think I'm going to dye my hair.
Yeah.
What color?
Probably like a medium brown.
You should do an auburn,
Maybe.
like a red brown.
Isn't Auburn medium brown?
It's like
Auburn's
a
like a reddish
brown.
brown. Yeah.
Okay. I hate all these names for colors.
I know.
There's too many.
Brown.
There should be 7, right? That's how many colors are in a rainbow? That's it.
Did you ever get-
Like, if it's not one of those colors, it doesn't exist.
Indigo.
Or it's like,
You can
it's
do the
just
slash.
one of those colors.
Did you ever go to Home Depot and you see all the names of all those
Dude.
different colors? I feel so bad for the person who has to name that. Like, you just imagine they're like stressed
That's
out at work.
such a
like,
fun
what is
job.
another name for green? How can you come up with like 100 names for green?
Like that are all happy
Easily.
and uplifting.
Yeah.
And then make you want
This
to buy
one's
it.
called Charm.
This one's called Forest Fire.
This one's called communicable disease. Ooh, that one's
Ooh,
good.
that sounds nice. That'll look good in the baby's room.
Oh, yeah. But so why are you thinking about changing your hair?
I don't know. I get bored very easily. Like then I'll need a haircut or whatever. But I've always regretted getting my hair cut a certain way. I just keep it the way it is. But I don't know. I've always wanted to do something different, and I figure
You're not gonna go
Why not?
wild like blue or pink or anything.
I don't think so because that just seems like too much maintenance.
Did it help doing the Hunger Games thing and seeing what you would look like as a brunette?
No, that's a little too dark. I think for me.
No, but it's helped. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of wanted to.
All right.
Yeah, I don't
Are
know.
there temporary dyes? Like you can get like a test?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
I when I first moved to Austin, when I first moved back to Austin, I dyed my hair red. Like the color of those curtains behind me.
No,
have any
you
photos
didn't.
of that?
Yeah, no, I don't. There's before digital cameras.
Before photos existed.
And I didn't want to sit still for an
The
hour.
year was 1812.
And so, like, my hair's so dark, it's like really, really black. In order for the dye to take, they had to bleach my hair first.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they bleached it and they put the red on, and then they wash it and whatever. They do the whole dye process. And then the first time I took a shower after getting my hair dyed, my head was down and I was like shampooing, and I looked into the tub and it was just like red. And I was like, oh shit!
You had
Did I
a
cut
period.
myself? Like, I forgot that my hair was dyed. It was just like something out of Psycho. There was just like blood all over the tub, and I was like, "Holy shit, am I dying?" Like, oh no, hair.
Red is the hardest color to maintain. I've
Yeah,
heard.
it was.
Do you
it
think
was hard.
if you're actually bleeding like that in the future, like something horrible happens to you for a split second, you'd be like, well, maybe my
I
hair's
got some dye
dyed.
still in my hair.
Maybe that's what's
After all
going
these
on.
decades.
Dude,
I feel
I
the
went and
same.
saw at Comic-Con a few years back, Guar played. It was when they did the launch for Brutal Legend, and like Guar was there. And I don't know if you've ever been to a Guar show, but they cover the audience in all kinds of liquids and colors and stains and stuff. And I got out of it, and I went back to my hotel room and literally just stood in the shower with all my clothes on to get all the stuff off. It looked like an alien had been murdered in my shower. 'Cause it
Didn't
was
you
like,
post a picture of that? Like,
yeah,
on your face?
on my face, yeah. But it's like greens and blues and stuff. And the guy from Guar actually just passed away. One of the main guys from Guar just passed away. Like,
Yesterday, I think,
Yeah.
right? He's 50.
yeah, it's crazy.
What happened?
I don't know. I just read the headline.
Yeah,
Well, he's 50.
I mean, yeah.
old age. He's an
By
alien.
then.
So, but that was an insane show. It was actually Ben from EA/Ubisoft. He was there. He got me into it. So it was like me and Ben, and his dad was there for some reason.
Nice.
It was like just in a mosh pit with like Ben's dad.
Sounds like a
all right,
dream.
that's cool.
Yeah, it does sound like a dream.
It was fun though.
Or a nightmare.
And, like seeing Tim Schafer, screaming and yelling and stuff.
Was he up on stage with him?
No. He was up in like the VIP area, but still pretty cool.
What's his game?
So we also saw the new Office today.
Yeah, I was going to segue to that. Then I got sidetracked.
totally
right there.
Speaking of Guar,
Speaking of,
I think that was. Is that most people's first time seeing the new building? Was
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
was that your first time in there?
you had
What
sent
about
me a picture of our office, but I didn't actually see it for myself.
I've
until
seen
today.
more about our new office on the Rooster Teeth subreddit than I have in person.
I also
So-
know more about it
Yeah.
from the subreddit than in person.
Like, there's articles and stuff. It's like, oh, well, I didn't know about this. And
So we're sharing an office.
Yeah, we're gonna be roommates.
I got you an office warming
I was wondering what was over there.
that I wanted to show you.
was
It's
gonna-
not that big
it's
of a
an
deal,
envelope of some nature.
but
for
Gus
those
and I share a
listening.
few similar interests. You could take it out.
Is it a cat?
One is bad jokes, and two is The Simpsons.
Oh, it's a
So-
It's alcohol, the cause and solution to all of life's problems. One
little
of my
inside.
favorite Simpsons quotes of all time.
Yep.
Thanks,
Yeah, no problem.
buddy.
Yeah.
I say it's a gift for you, but it's going to be in our office, so it's kind of a gift for both of us.
It's like I love like little weird shit like this. You got to put in your office. It's like I don't know if you've ever seen the thing on my wall behind my current desk.
Yep.
It's like that old like shitty drawing that says no machine can replace my job until they learn how to drink.
Yeah. That's what made me want to get this for you.
Oh, it's a
Nice.
metal sign.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
seen the
it's
Simpsons
metal.
portrait we have in the annex office?
No.
It's like Springfield Elementary and Mr. Plow. I don't know if it's Mr. Plow or Plow King.
Mr. Plow.
It's Mr. Plow.
It's a
That name
Nakatomi
again
print,
is
right?
Mr.
Yeah.
Plow.
Yeah. At Nakatomi exhibitors at RTX last year,
Hey.
and I
RTX?
I think
What's
they're
RTX?
I think they're coming back this year. I'm like 90% sure that they're
Yes.
on the list.
Speaking of RTX, how's that going?
Good. I want to
Yeah.
talk a little more about the new office.
Okay,
Then
new
we'll
office.
We'll
then
get
we
to
back to
RTX.
RTX.
Segue reminder.
Yeah.
So,
So,
we're in a hangar.
yes, it was an old hangar where I think they did like helicopter repair,
That's cool.
and we're doing a lot of construction in it in order to make it fit our needs. So for
So
production.
it used to hold aircrafts, and now it's going to hold a lot of dick jokes.
Yes, a lot of dick jokes.
Well, I'm looking for an apartment, and whatever service they send you links with, it's kind of like Google Maps, except the images are really old. So I don't see what's there now. I see like all the old runways.
Oh, really?
Right where our office is.
How
It's
old are
pretty
those
cool.
images?
I don't know.
Jesus.
It's like
Well,
they
I
take
mean-
pictures when the apartment complex is new, and they send you that. Like, look where you can live.
Brand new.
Then you hold up the picture, and then you like put it down, and it's just like a shitty rundown place.
When we did immersion, there was still a lot of stuff, like a lot of the old
The old
infrastructure
tower was
there.
there.
Yeah, the old tower's still there.
The
it
tower
is?
is still
Yeah.
there. I drove by the lot where we shot that first immersion on my way to the studio this morning, and you can't even get out there. It's just like dirt being turned. There's a whole bunch of heavy machines out there. They're building something.
I snuck out there and I took pictures.
Yeah,
Wasn't there a
it's-
set
And the
for, like-
construction, I was worried
Oh,
they
there's
yell
the-
at me.
there's the building.
Did not care.
Stage 5. That's us.
Yeah. Are we gonna put like a logo or anything above the doors? We should do that.
I don't know.
Is that sky photoshopped?
No, that was the sky.
That is a nice sky.
You were standing under that sky earlier, dude.
Well, no, but it's tough because a lot of times pictures, the sky comes out blown out. Like, it's hard. That's why, like, a lot of pictures you see, they're fake. Like, the skies aren't actually. It's just nice.
It's gonna be nice though.
The more
like
you know.
the more the space we have in there is gonna be great.
Let's keep talking about sky.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's
What are we
large.
now? Like, that building next door is 7,000 square feet?
The
give or
building,
take?
our studio right now, the building is 5,000 square feet, not counting the upstairs. So the upstairs might be another.
2,000.
What? Are you
No,
fucking
it's
crazy?
Upstairs?
1,000 maybe.
That's probably like
The upstairs,
800?
Yeah, it might be another 800.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 700.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So like just under 6,000 there, and I think the annex here where we are right now is about 2,000.
Yeah.
So all told, that's about
8,000.
just under 8,000.
And
So
then
we're gonna
you-
double that.
Yeah, that new one I think is like 17,600.
Yeah.
And then we have the bungalow as well, which is like
It
another
doesn't feel that big,
2,500.
though, as soon as we walked into it. And it's going to
I
be
feel
feeling
like-
smaller once we have basically everything's pretty open except for the green screen.
I feel like everything was. I felt like the space felt smaller before they started building the rooms and everything. Like
Oh,
when it was
really?
just one big room, I was like, oh shit, this is really small. But now that we have all the rooms and you can see all the different things you can do, I'm like, okay, no, this is workable.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of room in there, and there's also a lot of kind of unused space right now that if we need to compress it, we can make more space. So at least I think it's that way. I don't know if that's the case. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do about wiring and like electronics and stuff. That's gonna be neat.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just-
I don't know, are they gonna hang the wire, like hang the cables and stuff?
Are you
Do
guys
know
going to
anything about
decorate
that?
your office, do you think?
Oh, we're gonna do some stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing too major. We're talking about bringing the tower pimps in there, like not
yeah.
not in the room, but like just outside the room or something, because we actually have the ceiling space for
Yeah,
it now.
it's high
so
enough.
We'll see.
You should
Put
absolutely
it by
do
the
that.
kitchen.
Yeah. Well, it'd basically be in front of the Achievement Hunter
The
door.
kitchen is so weird because for some reason it's at an angle.
It's cool,
The way
yeah.
they put it in,
It's like an
not
outdoor
straight.
picnic area.
And it looks like, I think they're going to decorate like beach themed.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. They're
I
going to
think
like,
so.
paint
That's
a mural
awesome.
next to it and put like,
I heard talk of importing sand and making like a
No
sandbox
fucking
around
way.
it.
Oh,
I don't
Jesus.
think that's actually going to happen because that would be a fucking nightmare
Yeah,
for equipment.
I could see a ball pit maybe in one of those offices, but not a sand pit. No, that's not good.
Someone's
my
going to
God.
bring a cat. It's going to piss in there.
Don't put that out there. No cats in the new office.
No cats.
Please.
no cats.
no Joe.
And we're gonna have like little key cards to get in. I'm excited about that. Like going up to a gate and hitting a thing, and the gate slides open. That's
Fancy.
exciting. Yeah, it's very
Almost
fancy.
as if you could use a gate clicker to get in a gate.
I know if our gate actually works.
Yeah, we'll actually have a
Touche.
gate that someone else is in charge of
yeah,
maintaining.
exactly.
One time I was trying to fix our gate. I couldn't tell what was wrong with it. It was spontaneously opening and closing, which is retarded because like it's never done that before. And I'd work with that gate no matter what. And I found out it was Michael at his balcony, just like clicking it,
Yeah.
opening the gate.
He would wait
over and
until
over.
you like had fixed it and were starting to walk away. and
I
then he
was
would
so
open
mad because it was a Friday night, and I was like, I have shit to do.
That's fantastic.
If I could write a novel about you in that gate, just like
Yeah,
the
dude,
love
that's
story you guys had.
that's the story I will take away from this office is Brandon versus the front gate.
Do you
The
still,
front
are you
gate.
still in charge of maintaining that gate?
No, but then that's why it's not maintained. They're like, Brandon, we don't want you doing this. Don't worry about it. So now it just doesn't work. And I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna fucking.
Who are you throwing under the bus right now?
No, because it's like it's a lot of troubleshooting. It's kind of like that laptop that we used to have.
Oh,
Remember,
God,
like
yeah,
there's like
yeah.
a specific order in which you have to like press things. Like we walked through it one time, but
Yeah, so now we have this Apple TV thing that we can just like send video to from our iPhones and iPads. So for the podcast, if we want to, insert video, it's really easy. Before we had an HDMI cable hooked up to a laptop behind the set over there. And in order to get it to work, it was like a 10-step system of like how everything had to be plugged in this very specific order. Otherwise, it would not work. It's like I figured it out and I knew how to do it. But if I wasn't here, other people had to be able to do it. So if you look on, I think on that coffee table over there, it still has like a little
list of
it's
10
behind there.
things.
It's like the 10 steps you have to do in order to get
That's
the
awesome.
laptop feed to show up in the stream.
Crazy.
fucking gate.
fucking
I'll never
pain in
live
the
that down.
That gate, man.
I built
It
that.
started as a solar gate because we wanted to save energy, and
Yeah.
then it became a wired gate.
And then it would like close at
but
night.
then, but then it
and-
didn't work when it rained because why would it want to work when it rains? And so it stopped working.
Well,
when
Because
it
it's
fair.
afraid,
rains.
it's like seeing something there. A lot of gates do that, but it is generally kind of shitty. I did like the finishing for like 90% of the building, like not actually like designing where the walls were, but like paint and then all the small stuff. That's the only thing that was a mistake, and boy, was it a mistake.
it actually,
Solar power sounded good, like it sounded like a good
In
idea.
theory.
In theory,
It was shut the other day. I will admit, I came up here, I think this past weekend or something, and it was actually shut. And I was like, wow, the gate's shut. I had to hit the button, make it open. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
It's working.
I'll
Just
miss
in
you,
time.
gate. So
Yeah, it's been a little off. I don't think it's been fixed for daylight savings time yet. So if you show up in the morning, like before like 9:30, it's still closed.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck. And like, so I'm like driving down the street, like, oh shit, it's closed. Like reaching over to my glove compartment to get the clicker.
I am really excited by all the parking that is available to me.
Oh
studio.
no, don't say that. Because we said the same thing when we moved here.
That's true.
I am
jinxing.
excited about the current amount of parking
There is-
spots that we have for the current amount of employees.
Yeah, there are a shit ton of spots there. That like there's some in front of our building, and there's even more elsewhere in that lot. So we should be okay. Unless we hire about 2,000 people.
Yeah, just wait until it's like the fucking middle of July and you show up a little late and you don't get a close spot and you're like, I have to walk all the way across the parking lot. It's gonna look like the fucking Sahara Desert out there.
Well, of course, you live like
Wee,
5
wee,
minutes
wee,
away,
wee.
so you've got an awesome trip, man.
Yeah.
Like you won the lottery. I won the lottery for this building because it's just down the street from my house.
Fuck winning the lottery. I spent 11 years driving all over the fucking place. I had to drive to Buda every
Wait,
fucking
guys,
day.
you mean this wasn't the first Rooster Teeth office?
That
What?
was a
Man.
big reaction, right, people?
when we had to drive to Buda every fucking day, even when it was like iced over, nah, I fucking earned this. I
You did your
deserve
time?
this. I did my time, man.
Man,
I'd start looking for a new place eventually
yeah.
because I live around here.
Moving to that apartment complex I found.
The one that you presented this morning at the meeting, and you're like, "Hey, there's this new apartment complex. It's not in the best area.
it's sketchy.
not the
The thing
safest
that's cool
place."
No, and you're like, it's in a real shady area, but it's really cheap. How much is a one bedroom? $1,000.
Yeah, that's not cheap.
For Austin now it is.
Yeah, Austin has blown
it's
up quite a bit.
crazy. But no, it's so cool because it's very small and there's like 20 rooms and 2 of
very
them are
small.
inhabited. So the whole company could move in there.
Oh, really? Just take
which
it
would be
over?
really cute.
thought
But
you
I was
said there's
talking to
8.
some of the neighbors there and or people who live there and they were like, yeah, it's mostly okay. But that house
Wait,
across the
the
street.
2 people who live there, or
Yeah. They like the only people who live in that complex. They're like, yeah, it's mostly okay, except that house across the street. And I was like, oh, what's wrong with it? They're like, oh, it just gets kind of crazy. Like, we'll come home, we'll find used condoms on the street. And I was
Nice.
like, whoa, like,
Maybe it's a fraternity.
no, there's like little kid toys.
Well, why don't
in
you
the back,
go to
too.
the complex, babe? Look, we will rent every single room in this complex for $200 off a
I
month.
floated that out there. That's why I was telling everybody at the meeting. I guess I just need
Plus,
to
you
work
didn't
on my
throw that out
sales
there
and
at all.
shit.
You get
If you
free
could get
condoms
that-
in the street.
There
you
you
didn't mention
go.
any of this
Free
earlier.
street
Yeah.
condoms, man.
I don't know
Think
if
of
they
all
were
the money you
used or
saved.
not.
Either way.
I guess you could turn them inside out.
Yeah.
You guys, no. You opened
Wow.
the floodgate here.
No, that
right.
was nice.
I just followed through.
That was nice. I give you credit on that one. That's pretty good.
Turn them inside.
Well,
It's a
that was
thinker.
podcast, everybody.
That's it. I smell a new animated adventure.
Are you
Is that what you
following?
smell?
What's the guy from Australia? Oscar, and his last name starts with a P. He's the Blade
He was
Runner.
from South Africa.
South Africa. Thank you.
Oscar Pistorius.
Yes. So as you don't know, I think he was at the last Olympics. He is missing his legs below the knee, and he has these blades that he runs on, and he's pretty fast. Like, I
Right.
don't know if he won a medal, but I mean,
He did not.
great story. Everybody loved him. Accused of murder.
Shot
People
his
think accused, alleged.
Convicted of murder.
accused.
No.
No, not yet.
Oh, really?
Accused and arrested for shooting his girlfriend on Valentine's Day last year.
Yeah. And
With love.
most amazing defense I've ever heard. I don't think I've ever heard this. I used to watch a ton of Law and Order. So,
Therefore,
Watch
you.
Law and Order. This is revolutionary.
dude, no,
Dick Wolf's got nothing
was-
on this.
There's
Wait,
20 seasons of Law and Order.
He shot that.
Yeah.
That is like.
There were 20 seasons of Law and
gift to
Order.
humanity.
And if they haven't done it in the show, then it's original. So his neighbors
First
were
with his
saying,
penis, then with a gun.
Okay.
Hey.
hey,
Nice.
Thanks, Mariel.
the prosecutors brought in some witnesses, like neighbors, who said they heard a woman scream very loud. And the defense was like,
Maybe it was him.
No, that was Oscar. He was just screaming in a very high-pitched manner.
It's like-
I was like, that's genius.
It's like The Simpsons.
but it's
when
Simpsons
Bart
did it?
thinks that Ned murdered.
Oh, yeah. 'cause he
Yeah,
sees
but
him
he was like
buried in the
He
building
murdered
the
his wife,
plant.
yeah.
He's like, I heard the girly scream. Well, I can't explain that. And they find the plant, and it's
Was
really
that
Ned.
a Treehouse of Horrors?
No, it was
sure?
when Bart breaks his leg.
It was the Rear Window episode.
Oh,
Right.
right.
Isn't there a bad lawyer on The Simpsons? Was it Troy McClure, the same actor?
No, it was Lionel Hutz.
Lionel Hutz, man.
Who is Troy
Works on
McClure
contingent.
too?
No,
Troy-
money down.
Troy McClure is a TV host.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were the same
I'm
guy. Phil
Troy
Hartman did
McClure.
2 voices,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Who
Yeah,
was
he
the
did
other
Troy
one?
McClure
may
and
know.
Lionel Hutz.
Oh, okay. So same actor.
Yeah.
Same
Okay,
guy.
give me those strawberry beers.
Sure.
Well, yeah, we should mention this beer was given to us by a fan. He brought it up because he said we drank crap on the podcast, so he brought up.
What is it called?
brought up
Abita?
It's
Abita
Abita strawberry, and we
Harvest.
got another Abita as well. It's actually pretty tasty. At first, it was a little bit strange, but I'm starting to enjoy it more. So,
Well,
thank
the
you very
stronger you
much.
get, the better it tastes. That's
That
the
is
great thing
true.
about beer.
Somebody sent us.
You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Here, let me read this. you keep in mind what you were about to say. Somebody sent us something. I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by.
There's one thing that drives me crazy about Hulu Plus. Has nothing to do with the actual service. The service is fine.
With how great it is. It's almost too good.
There's an ad for a phone company on there. It's Cricket. And the guy for the Cricket ads drives me fucking
I tweeted
crazy.
this a couple weeks ago, how the Cricket ads actually make me want to hurt someone.
I hate that guy. He's so bad. And he's all these goddamn ads. It's so, anyway, Cricket
everything about
will
it.
never get my money.
I hope he's not watching this.
Didn't they just get
I hope
purchased?
he is.
Did
Stop
they?
it.
They may have just gotten purchased by someone. I can't remember who. Damn it. I
don't know.
heard the story the other day. No, Cricket.
Did Disney buy him?
Your Comcast is talking to Apple TV?
They're talking to Apple.
Sorry,
They're not talking
excuse
to
me. Excuse me.
a
They're
fucking
talking
little
to
hardware
Apple
Okay, what is
about like basically you subscribe to Comcast on your Apple TV.
Really?
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, but have it like I guess.
So it's like you bypass Comcast.
Well,
like you're taking Comcast out of the equation.
no, you are not. You're still using Comcast. You still have to pay Comcast. So essentially,
but
what
you
this would be a replacement for their set-top boxes.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
So you're not using their tech.
You're
and-
still fucking paying.
But you're
them.
still paying
You are.
them.
No. I'm saying I agree. You still have their service, but you don't have to deal with them. Like the hardware is through Apple and service
Yeah,
through
and-
Apple.
and I think
so. They're
that's-
taking themselves out of the equation. They're like, we know you don't like us.
Well, even Time Warner. I had a TiVo box when I had cable through Time Warner, and when I dropped that, it was like I still have TiVo, but it's still Time Warner's feed going through my box, and I still hate Time Warner.
Yeah, it's
So-
Hear that, Time Warner?
the downside is Comcast has spent
Yeah,
a
now
lot
I
of
know.
money
Maybe.
trying to develop their X1 platform for like their DVR and all of that management shit. And I guess
Hopper.
people haven't picked it up, so it's
Get
like at
the
this point it's like
Hopper.
fuck it, just write it off. Let another company who does interfacing better be in charge
That's
of all of
smart.
that.
Well, they talked about doing like Microsoft was talking about doing that with the Xbox.
They
like
did
using-
it for a while with the 360 in the UK.
Yeah.
I want to say with Sky.
That's what. Yeah.
They had it, and I think for a little while you could have done it also with AT&T Uverse, but I want to say they discontinued that December of last year, December 2013. I think they finally got rid of that. I talk about my fiber constantly. Ever since I got my new
jealous of your fiber.
internet connection,
Dietary?
I have my dietary fiber, of course.
Gotta
Lots of
keep
bandwidth
yourself
there, lots of
regular.
throughput.
It'll be regular.
I
You have
have
big pipes.
I have an AT&T DVR, which is actually surprisingly decent.
Really?
It's
AT&T?
Not, yeah, it's like
Yeah, no, it's a great service.
yeah. This is I guess like a newer one that they have.
Yeah,
that-
it's like they didn't design it in the 80s.
yes,
It's weird.
It actually works for the
Yeah.
most part, and I'm actually happy with it. Not that old Time Warner one I had before, man.
How many cable boxes do you have in your house?
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
All right. And you like it though?
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay. Because I have a TiVo that I paid a lifetime subscription to that is currently just in my closet collecting dust.
How can they
Yeah, how
guarantee
do-
that though? The lifetime.
There's-
I guess is there fine print
It's-
that like if they go out of business or there's a
Well,
revolution?
if they go out of business, obviously they're down. But I mean,
I think if there's a revolution, you probably have bigger concerns on your mind.
no,
Yeah,
I'd
gotta
be
keep
pissed
on my
'cause I'd be like,
shows.
this was a lifetime.
how am I going to get my community
guarantee.
now?
And like I think Bernie talked about that, like digital content. You purchased it, but you know.
What if you just die too early?
Oh, wow,
Your lifetime's
Barbara.
over.
And then you only
Jeez.
Well, it's the
and then
lifetime
you
of the
only
box.
get like a
It's not-
couple
it's
years.
not
worth.
your lifetime; it's the lifetime of the service or of the box.
Well, they honor the agreement because my life's over. But
Yeah.
Touche. Rest in peace.
Rest in pieces.
But no,
RIP in
the Apple
pieces.
TV,
Rip
the
in
Apple TV
peace.
is an amazing platform. I love mine. Like I got one for Christmas actually, and I bought another like the next week because I
Apple
liked
TV?
it so much. Yeah.
I bought 10 of them for gifts.
Yeah.
Over the course.
You
It's
got
like my
me
go-to.
one for my birthday, I think, last year, right?
Yeah, and that was the only one I got because you're so special.
It was a great gift. It was a great
it's
gift.
a perfect
No, it's
thing, and
great.
they keep adding services. Now they have HBO Go. You obviously have Hulu Plus, which is a great service. You can watch.
You see it all right there?
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there we go.
Oh, yeah.
We're
You can get,
literally
like,
using one right
your
here.
iTunes stuff
You can
to
do
do
there.
AirPlay. Like
There.
I'll sit because I've got my iPad, so at night I'll be watching YouTube videos and I'll send it to my bedroom TV, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we'll watch it on there. And
It's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, it's so simple, and like in the newer laptops, like the newer OS, you can actually stream your desktop,
Which
to
is
the
also
screen.
another thing we do in order
Yeah,
to,
and it's
to
like that's
stream
kick
stuff here.
ass. So
So I was looking for stuff to watch, and I was on Hulu, and I saw Andy Samberg show, which didn't look
Brooklyn
good.
Nine-Nine.
But I started watching it like after the pilot. It's really funny.
I heard it's surprising.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
really
I've said
good.
that every single time I've been on the podcast.
That's why
Jack
I'm bringing
has
it
been-
up with you.
Jack has been.
I was
Now
going
you,
to say
now you
it
have
this
something
week.
to agree with you.
Oh, did you
Someone
watch it
to-
too?
No, I mean.
Oh, you're seeing. Oh, yeah.
No,
It's
it's
someone
good,
to
and it's
agree
like
with you.
only a 20-minute commitment. Like that's my problem
Yeah,
right
it's-
now with what's McConaughey's show.
True Detectives.
It's like I hear how good it is, but it's like it's so long and it's so like I feel like you have to pay attention. I was like, I just
feel like you're
I took a
no,
day
no,
off
you
the
can't
other day.
casually
Same.
watch it.
I took a day off the other day with the full intent of just spending that day watching True Detective.
Did it work?
It's like I need to not be. I need to be away from everything. I need to not do anything, and I'm just gonna sit down and focus on this. I watched the first half. I got 4 more episodes to go.
That's what
I
you're
think the
doing?
first half of an episode.
No,
That's
no.
pretty good.
It's you like you said, you can't be like on your phone. You can't be doing anything else. It's like you have to be like focused 100% on
So
it.
Gus, did you watch the Girls finale last night?
I haven't seen any of this season of Girls.
Oh well, it's all done, so you can just do a marathon,
Yeah,
and it's like
I'll do that.
they're 5-minute episodes, so it's like nothing.
Is it on Netflix?
5-minute episode?
No, it's
No,
HBO.
no. It's really short. It's like
not
20.
TV.
It's 20 minutes, which is strange for an HBO show.
That is weird.
But it's weird.
Does that douchebag die yet?
Which
hates
one?
Her
He hates
boyfriend?
Adam.
I hate that guy.
He's in Star Wars.
I don't know
Did you hear about
anything
about
that?
that show.
Adam
Fantastic. The
Driver.
rumor is that he's going to be the villain.
Is he going
in
to
the
be
new
a
Star
douchebag
Wars.
villain in Star Wars?
Count douchebag.
How much have you seen? You really hate Adam?
I saw one episode.
No, you really hate Adam, but then like
I saw one episode where he was, I guess, helping a friend with a play, and this guy like came out, I was like, hey, I really need help with this play. And this guy came out and like workshopped this scene with them, and then he did this whole thing, and then he just shit on this guy's play and shit on this whole guy's his life. And then, but then there was like a B plot with Chris O'Dowd, who I love from the IT crowd, and like 2 girls, and he tried to have a 3-way with them, and then they ended up just making out with each other, and he kept trying to worm his way in. And I thought that was funny, but he's like, I guess, just a side character. He's not.
no, he comes back and he's in
But
the
he's
finale.
not a
It's
main
pretty
character on
good
the
episode.
show, right?
No.
So it's like, well, that was the best part. And it's like, and so it's either this girl who loves this guy who's just a complete
Well,
asshole.
that's the thing about the
or
show.
a side story.
You have to watch people that are despicable and that you hate.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
But I find
It's like Seinfeld. They were all assholes. Every main character in Seinfeld was
well, at least
a
they were
fucking
funny.
jerk.
They're not as dicks to each other the whole time.
They
Do
absolutely
not
were
call
dicks to each
Kramer
other.
an asshole.
He absolutely was the biggest asshole of them all.
No. It was Newman. Newman was the only major asshole in that show.
No, they were all assholes.
No.
That's why they end up getting put in jail. That's like the whole crux for the
Yeah.
way they
Yeah.
wrap the season up.
Newman
They're
was
just jerks.
an asshole that they didn't get along with.
Newman.
It's like he was an
Hello,
asshole on a different
Newman.
frequency. They just
Yeah.
never
They
matched up.
didn't
Like
jive.
Kramer had the overlap between
Did
them.
you see Wayne Knight? There was a rumor that he was dead. He died in
Yeah.
a car accident or
Yeah.
something, and he had to come out on Twitter and be like, nope, not dead. Still
I
alive.
got really scared when I saw that.
Yeah?
I think it was on TMZ, right? Where they.
I don't know.
Do you think they'll?
They hit and spread, though.
You saw that all over Twitter. It was on like CNN. They're like, people saying you're dead. Would you for a second think maybe I am?
No, because I'm not a fucking
If
idiot.
it's on CNN.
No, for
like
a second,
holy
I would
shit,
not
like,
think I'm dead.
Did something happen to me?
Jesus.
No, because the
Fuck.
fact that you're seeing that and reading that means you're just okay.
Or you go like,
Yeah,
hey,
but it could be like ghosts.
I'm breathing.
And
I'm
that, like,
clearly
you die
alive.
and you still are awake.
Like,
Like every movie has
The Sixth
different dead
Sense?
rules. Yeah, The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, that might be a good one.
So how many episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine did you watch?
Oh, I went through the whole season.
Oh, wow.
Because it's like such an easy commitment.
Yeah, I think there's like two more
So how
episodes
many?
left.
You watch like 20, 30-minute shows?
Yeah, over the course of a couple weeks.
Okay.
But I could like watch like 4 in a night just because
Yeah.
it's like
20 minutes.
you don't like a movie is so tough because you're like I really have to commit to this. I need to give it so much attention or to really appreciate it. But one of those shows is just bang
No,
bang
I actually
bang, bang.
I understand where you're
And
coming
it's a lot
from.
like Archer too, and I love Archer,
love
but like
Archer.
structurally and character wise, it's eerily similar.
Yeah, there are a couple like major arcs across the whole season, but you don't need to pick up on those. If you just drop into any episode, you'll kind of get the gist of it. But yeah, I like it.
And it-
okay, I just got to say something real fast. Someone on Twitter is very angry, saying that I'm insulting Seinfeld.
Oh,
Seinfeld's the
them all
greatest TV show
assholes?
ever. I'm agreeing, but the characters were despicable. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
don't
it was a
say
great
despicable.
TV show, but they were not like role models. They were very self-centered, egomaniacal people.
And that's
And
what
you
made it
said
entertaining.
characters.
you'd say the
Right.
same thing about Larry David in the Larry David show. He was an asshole,
Right.
Right.
And same thing
And
with
it's not
girls.
negative. It's,
But you want
it's
to see
funny.
Seinfeld help a friend out with a show, and then it's be like, oh, this is a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, and then leave.
He would say that behind their back, like
Yeah, but tonally the shows are so different.
He wore the
though.
pirate
No, no,
shirt
no.
on Jay Leno. Come on, or Johnny
You're-
Carson, one of those.
You're absolutely right. That was really dickish. The weird thing is,
Yeah.
the characters you hate and love in that show constantly change. It's so weird.
I have a feeling
like,
I
there
hate a
are
lot of
characters
them.
that I loved at the beginning of the season. Now I like
In
can
Girls?
hate them. Yeah, it's really, really, really weird. Especially the way she writes her own character. The writer of the show. Like I think you hate the main character a lot of times more than anyone else.
There were, Lena Dunham was
But
on
you're
Saturday Night
addicted.
Live not too long ago, and there was like a short they did where it was them like carpooling somewhere, and I don't want to give away too much of it, but you should check it out. I think it's up on Hulu actually.
yeah, it's really early. It's like the first or second skit of the show.
Yeah.
So it's really early.
one of
in
those
that episode.
pre-recorded. They don't do digital shorts anymore, but it's basically a digital short.
Is Girls not like a teen kind of show?
No,
No.
God, no.
No? I don't know anything about it. so
Maybe correct me if I'm
I'd like
wrong.
to hear about it.
But to me, Sex in the City is kind of like being in your 30s in a city. Girls
sex.
is like being in
It's
your
like-
20s because like a lot of the stuff that happens, like I can.
It's like Sex
I
and the
can
City
relate
for
to, like-
millennials.
yeah.
Okay. So it appeals to an older generation kind of rather than teen girls.
Right. It'd be like I picture like people in their early to mid 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, like I watch it and there's a lot of stuff that happens like, oh, something similar's happened to me.
See, my guilty pleasure is Gossip Girl.
Why is that funny?
The show's called Girls. Like, oh, that happens to me all the time.
Such a Shoshana.
you were talking about the male characters. There's male characters in the show.
I know. It's
One of which quit before the third season. It was one of my
He was
favorite
smart.
characters.
Yeah.
And
Shoshana.
he kind of messed up the
Are
whole
they
season.
are they Jewish girls?
Shoshana is.
Okay.
Not all of them
Brent,
are.
hand me one of those.
Oh, is it in New York by any chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Brooklyn. And I bet Brooklynites, I don't know, Brooklynites?
Brooklonians.
Brooklynites, I bet they hate that show.
Probably.
It's kind of like if they set a show in East Austin.
I don't know. There's
There was a
sense of
show in
pride.
Austin.
Well, it wasn't East Austin, though.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It'd be
it
like
may
a
have been.
hipster East Austin.
Which
Remember
one?
Austin Stories?
Yeah, there's no way they filmed Austin Stories in East Austin
Yeah.
back then.
Jesus, that would have been.
Yeah, that would
Bad.
have been a totally different show. It would have been, yeah, about buying heroin. East Austin was not
No.
the hipster paradise it is now.
South Congress,
Yeah, right.
man. South Congress back in like the mid 90s was not a place you wanted to hang out.
South Congress was amazing to me because it was all prostitutes and drug dealers. And
Yeah.
then like they did a construction project to fix the road. And then like as the road was fixed, like they literally cleaned everything up and it was like all these like boutique shops popped up. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Where they also use condoms all over the road.
Everywhere. Like you come back, you'd be on your car door handle, you'd be like, what?
No,
Someone had
I
fun.
remember when I was a kid, my dad, we would go downtown and stuff, and he'd like lock the doors in certain areas of town. It's like, And now it's like Austin's one of the nicest cities out there.
Except at that new apartment complex.
Except for the place where
Except
Brandon
across
wants
the
to
street
live.
from it.
Right.
It's not horrible. That's all I'm saying. No, but the thing is, in a year, it's going to be like I would buy it if I could. It's going to be nice because all of those like suspect areas, all those homes are going to be bought by like people from California.
Oh,
who
yeah.
are going to flip it and
Yep.
like that because like Mueller, basically where we're moving to, is this master plan community, and all of that development is going to push like I guess north.
I had a cousin who had a house
people
off 51st,
Yeah,
and
on the
that house
gentrification
now,
that's happening like all
Jesus.
over the country.
Yeah.
You know,
What are you gonna do, Jack? Are you gonna move?
Well, yeah, I'd like to move eventually, but so I financed my house at 100% when I bought it because I bought my house when anyone can get a loan for, whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
So I didn't put any money down. So I'm still building equity in it. I'm only 6 or 7 years of my mortgage now, so I'm just now starting to accrue some decent equity. But because of that, if I sold it, I wouldn't have nearly enough money to put down on another house. So it's kind of like if I sold it, I'd just put myself in super
I didn't
debt.
realize
Yeah.
that. I didn't know you could buy a house back then with no
So I did
no
a
down
100%
payment.
loan on my house.
Wow.
And I got it. It was funny when I got it because I was approved for, basically I knew what I wanted to spend because I'm like, here's what I want to spend per month. I don't want to go over that. They're like, well, you're approved for like $180,000. I'm like, no, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to spend that much. This is what I want to spend because I want to spend more this month. They're like, but it's really just like, an extra $50 a month over the 30 years.
Over 30
Yeah. And I'm like,
over
no.
360 payments.
And so I did it smart where I knew like I wasn't going to get myself, I wasn't going to get it in over my head. And so I've actually refinanced down even less than that, but or to even smaller amounts where I'm paying less than for my house than most of my friends are paying for apartments now.
Nice. That's awesome.
We
Yeah.
we talk about how Austin's growing, but really the communities that are going crazy are the surrounding areas,
Mm-hmm.
which is natural for any city as it gets bigger. And there's somebody that we work with who just bought a house.
Who is it? Name him.
Well, no, this is weird though because it's
What's his
like
name?
financial or whatever.
What's his name? Say it.
Just bought a house.
Probably Adam. No.
East of town, like
Oh, never mind.
kind of like on 290 East, where the toll road is, which is not far away. And he paid like $6,000, and it's a new house.
What?
And like
Wait,
his
what?
mortgage is like
Down.
Oh.
$1,300. Yeah, but like usually.
But that's it.
Yeah,
You could get a rent an apartment for that.
and it's a new thing.
Zero down.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's
Zero down.
So you literally have paid nothing?
Yeah.
You just told them, "Hey, I want a house."
It's like, no, I'm good for it. Trust me. $1,000 closing.
wow.
Jesus.
That's
It's
crazy.
Patrick, by the way.
Yeah.
is the one who.
He owned up to it.
Yes.
That's awesome. So that's what I did, except I did it 7 years ago. Except that he probably got a much better deal than I
Brandon's mind
did.
is blown. Look at him. He's like he's reconsidering.
Because
Yeah.
the gears are turning now. He wants to do it.
No, I was so interested until he told me that he technically lives in Manor, Texas, and not
Manor.
Austin, Manor. And I was like, "Fuck that! I'm
I know
too
it's
pretentious
Manor.
for that."
Well, that's like I was looking at houses. I mean, when I was kicking around the idea of moving, like I was looking at houses around Round Rock, which is like as far south as I am. It's the north side of town, so it's kind of like. But like the problem with our new place is it's like in the heart of downtown, so there is no missing traffic unless you live right next to it.
Yeah.
You're gonna hit
or
traffic
like east of it.
Yeah, from any way you go towards it. So
Actually, if they can just fix downtown or I-35, the main interstate in downtown, the city would be fine.
oh yeah, well, just fix I-35.
I know.
Just that section.
No,
And it would be fine.
dude, I-35 is fucked. We need. I mean, even the transit, even like the metro rail they're doing now, it's not going to help. Like we need a serious overhaul of public transportation.
The whole point
in
is
Austin,
to take.
and we're
people,
not going to get it.
You know, you're going to have people from Riverside in the South area. They hopefully will take a train up, which is parallel to I-35 to like popular areas. Like
You
I don't
guys
even
are
get into it. I don't
getting
think anybody's
very
interested.
specific.
We're getting very, very specific.
Yeah,
about this.
my favorite
Sure.
tweet. Why am I watching this podcast? Talk about something people want to listen to.
That was Brandon's mother tweeted that. Thank you very much.
And I think the person who I called out about their Seinfeld tweet is very upset.
Shocking.
They said they're going to delete their Twitter now.
Gus, how excited are you now for Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, not at all. Nothing new's come out. It's just that one trailer.
Yeah, well, it's still. I'm very
more
excited.
about Days of Future Past.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that looks awesome.
See, I saw that trailer and I was disappointed by
Really?
it.
I
Why
thought
did
it
they
looked
need
so
more
good.
raccoons?
No, because they threw so many goddamn people at it. It's like, okay, now let's just cram as many characters in this thing as possible, and that's never a good sign.
Rogue is in the trailer, but she got cut from the
Yeah.
movie. She's also in
Raccoons.
promotional materials. How awkward is that?
Yeah,
What?
and
What are you
also
laughing? What'd I do?
Storm apparently is in very, very small amounts of scenes, and it looks like in the trailer they pretty much show what's going to happen to Storm. Like every one of her scenes is in the trailer, so you can go frame by frame and look at it. But I don't know. It's the one thing that came out of it is kind of interesting. Is there's Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are in this, and they're also in the Avengers 2, and that's Magneto's kids, by the way. Anyway, so Quicksilver in Days of Future Past looks terrible. He looks horrible. Like his character design is just bad. He looks pretty cool in Avengers. But and if you ever see Kick-Ass 2, one of his
here we
buddies is actually Kick-Ass's friend is playing Quicksilver in the Days of Future Past, and Kick-Ass himself is playing Quicksilver in the other movie in
I
Avengers.
feel like you're just saying
This is a
words
new
right now.
trailer.
Yeah,
that's
what
what I was
came out
talking
today.
about.
That's
It's
what
a
we're
new
talking about.
trailer. It
And
came out today.
Yeah,
no
it's
idea.
like, okay, Magneto looks pretty cool, but I don't know.
And aren't you at least excited to have Bryan Singer directing a X-Men movie again?
He stepped away from it, man. Like, I mean,
God,
3
this
was
is
so
Dude,
bad
Jennifer Lawrence.
that it
I
kind of
need to watch
just
this
ruined the whole franchise.
What did you think about First Class?
I like First Class a lot.
Yeah,
that was,
so did
that was
I.
Matthew Vaughn who directed Kick-Ass.
But I'm saying now you're taking Bryan Singer, who directed, what were the best X-Men movie, and
Yeah.
then taking like the best story arc that has been now springboarded,
well, I guess
and then combining them
that's
together.
how bad 3 was, though.
3 was a fucking piece of
It was
shit.
a
3
train
was, don't get me
wreck.
wrong, that's the closest I've ever come to walking out of a movie.
Yeah.
And they had so much great stuff built from the second movie.
Well,
like
before-
especially with
before
Brian
the-
Cox and Wolverine. It's like, how do you fuck that up? You had
How
everything set up.
How do you fuck up
Before-
Cyclops? They just fucking murder
Before the
Cyclops.
movie came
Oh
out,
no,
I remember there was an interview
he
with
was making Superman.
There was an interview with the
barely could
director
be in the movie.
before that movie came out, and I remember I was dreading it when I read this interview because he said, "Yeah, I want to put my own spin on X-Men. Like, I want to have a mutant with like sex powers." I was like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
And Hood Fox was like, that's our guy right there.
Matthew Vaughn was supposed to direct that movie, and he said he didn't want to commit to it because he didn't want to leave his family for that long. I bet you he read the script and he was like, "Fuck
Yeah,
this,
probably.
I'm getting out."
But I mean, there was a lot of stuff like Vinnie Jones as Juggernaut. That could have been great. But it's like, you had Kitty Pryde in there. Like,
I'm
there was
the juggernaut.
That was
bitch.
so
They even
lame.
incorporated that into the
That was
movie.
so
Yeah.
I know.
lame.
I saw that.
Oh,
So lame.
Yeah.
I think I saw that movie in San Jose with Jeff. Like we were out there for an event. I think we were at like Anime or something.
I hope they do a G.I. Joe movie and incorporate those jokes from the G.I. Joe.
But they have done GI Joe movies.
But I mean, like, since
pork chop
those things have
sandwiches.
come out. Don't give him a stick. Oh.
They did. Those are old videos. There's been 2 GI Joe movies
But that were redubbed? When did those happen?
fairly recently.
Yeah,
The GI
Channing
Joe
Tatum,
movies.
he was in the first one.
Really?
That was like his big coming out
Yeah.
movie.
I don't pay attention.
Yeah, obviously not Barbara.
Bruce Willis was in the second. Bruce Willis played G.I. Joe, didn't he?
I
In the
didn't
second
watch
movie?
those movies.
What do you think about The Rock as Hercules?
Not
I love The Rock
shocking.
is everything.
He was Scorpion King.
Rock
That
is
was basically
awesome.
Hercules already. I'm excited for Noah. That looks neat.
Yeah,
Are
no,
you?
it looks really
Yeah.
good. It's weird.
It's a big-
They
it's-
trick
The
you.
thing is, I don't like
Ridley
Russell
Scott,
Crowe,
big movie.
and it just seems like a stupid
Is it
story.
going to be
I
better
don't
than
know.
Alan Almighty?
I feel like
Alan
Evan
Almighty?
Almighty.
Evan, yeah. Why did I say Alan?
Who's Alan?
Do you need another beer, Barbara? Are you okay?
No, this is my first one.
Sure it is.
I feel like they intentionally
wrong
made that
name.
trailer where you don't know it's Noah's Ark in the beginning because they didn't want people to immediately see religious movie and check out of it.
Yeah.
Like I was watching the trailer and I was like, oh, this is really good. And then I saw it was like Noah's story and I was like, I see what you did.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it looks good. Speaking of, did you guys see the Muppets this weekend?
Nope.
No, but
No, I don't
you
think
did.
anybody did.
I'd like to.
Yeah, it did really poor. I don't know why you didn't see it. It's such a good movie.
Apparently it did
How do
poorly
you not
because
like the
the-
Muppets?
Well, apparently it did pretty poorly because the Mr. Peabody movie is out right now, and that's doing a lot better than they expected it to do.
And Mr. Peabody is animated.
So
Yeah,
the
well,
thing I
that's
don't
the thing,
get
that's
is,
the thing, it's a
does
kid's movie,
anybody
though.
know who Mr. Peabody is anymore? I feel like Mr.
I have
Peabody
no
was.
idea
I used to
who that
watch
is.
it.
Does
yeah.
anybody remember?
It was before my time.
It was Rocky Bullwinkle, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, does
It's
anybody
an
remember what
existing
Rin Tin Tin
character?
was?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah,
No, I
he was a time traveling dog who with a human, and they would go around and
No, I had
do
never.
shit.
I never.
But
heard
I mean, that was like
before.
Rin Tin Tin when that came out. It's like no one remembers the cartoons Rin Tin Tin. That was
I
a
felt
French
like
cartoon.
Rin Tin Tin was more iconic though. Like Rin Tin Tin would be akin to them making a Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Okay.
Like Mr. Peabody, Sherman and Mr. Peabody, is that
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It's like they were like the sideshow. They
Yeah.
weren't even like the main show. It was
They
like,
weren't even, like,
in
the
the
best
title.
sideshow
right.
either.
It was like a rotating cast or rotating selection of cartoons.
It was Dudley Do-Right as well, right?
Dudley Do-Right was another one.
Oh, actually, this looks familiar. I guess I just didn't know the name of it, but
yeah.
no, I've
It-
definitely
it's
seen
like-
this before.
There's at least one pretty good animated movie a year, most of the time more than one, and you finally get a movie that's practical and nobody wants to see it. And it's like people complain like, oh, it's just all animated.
People
No one
will
cares
still
about
see
traditional
it.
stuff. And it's like,
The thing is,
you got something good there.
I don't know that there's a big market for Muppet movies. I think there are people who like the Muppets. Don't get me wrong, But I feel like the Muppets are so far removed, for the most part, from popular culture. Like they can't carry a movie on their own.
Because there's no like Nickelodeon Muppet Baby show like when I
Right, you're
grew
not
up.
watching. You're not being experienced to it. The only time you see a Muppet at these days is when there's a movie or occasionally in a commercial.
But
Yeah.
Shrek wasn't a thing. Like so the things that are popular now, at one point they weren't a thing. All it takes is a parent to take their kid, and now the kid's like, "Hey, I like Muppets."
Well, I think that was the idea behind the last Muppet movie, the reboot Muppet movie.
and no one did well.
Yeah, they did well, and also literally they were talking about how everyone's forgotten about the Muppets. It was like rebooting the Muppets
When was the Muppets
by
on
telling a
TV?
movie about rebooting Muppets.
Muppets, the show was like late
70s?
70s, early
Yeah,
80s.
so
Yeah.
it's early, and I feel like they're just trying to keep something alive that.
Well,
should-
And then
no,
they had
but
the
they've been
Muppet
doing
Baby
stuff
cartoon in the late
perpetually.
80s,
Yeah.
early 90s.
yeah, but even then, it's like things are moving so quickly that I don't know. Like you don't see Smurf stuff anymore.
Yeah,
No,
you
but-
do. They had a movie not that long ago.
How long
Yeah.
ago?
Like
It's got Neil
2 years
Patrick
ago?
Harris in it,
And
doesn't
they're
it?
making a sequel, aren't they?
I think they already have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of dying, isn't it? Right.
I know you just proved my point wrong, but
But
I'm
it's like
still
the
right,
same
right?
thing where they're just trying to like keep something alive that was nostalgic
It's just like
for some people.
I think so. I think you're right. I think there are people, in charge of making those movies who are nostalgic about that subject matter.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's a great subject matter. I enjoyed them, but I think maybe they're overestimating the market for it.
Yeah, it would be like making a Power Rangers movie now.
no, that would be awesome.
Although they still have this, don't they still
They
have
still
Power
have the
Rangers? But
show,
it's like
yeah.
a different version of it now.
Well,
Or they're one of 8
all right,
different.
One of the
I
worst-
won't get into the details of how the Power Rangers are made, but yes, they still have a show.
One of
Like,
the
that's-
worst
that's a-
things about
30-minute
whenever we hang
conversation.
out with Mega 64 is
see
that
how I did not
Rocco
talk about
and
it?
Brandon will start talking about the Power Rangers non-stop.
You know,
It's
Rocco
so
went
good.
to something called the Power Morphicon, which I
God.
think is like a convention for Power Rangers fans.
Was it like him and a bunch of 8-year-olds? I
don't know.
That'd be. I want to see video of that. Is Rocco hanging out at a Power Morphic?
It's crazy.
There's some fans of the show who are trying to make their own movie, and I think they had a Kickstarter, but the Kickstarter was for like a ridiculously small amount of money, and they like all their the things they were giving away were like so expensive. I don't know how well it's going, but they tried to. It's like basically if Christopher Nolan made Power Rangers, so it was a good try.
What? What? Christopher Nolan made Power
So like a
Rangers?
dark
Yeah.
and gritty Power Rangers? What you're
Yes.
trying to say?
Okay.
Okay. Jesus.
Yes. But yeah, people should go see the Muppets
Someone
because
give
you
me a
don't
good
see
example.
practical stuff.
And Tina
Yoda
Fey's
was
in it,
kind of a
right?
Muppet.
Yoda was a Muppet. Frank. It was
I don't know.
Voiced by Frank Oz. It was
Yeah,
a-
I don't know. I don't think they made it. I think ILM Lucas made it, but yeah,
Okay.
it was actually puppeteered
No, it was Frank Oz.
by
The voice
Frank
of
Oz
voice
and
Miss
the
Piggy.
voice Miss Piggy, and then everybody got upset when he's no longer real. He's digital, but you don't go see the.
Someone gave me a good example. Scooby Doo.
They remade that.
Imagine having a movie nowadays for Scooby-Doo.
They made one.
Well,
With Matthew Lillard and
it's
Freddie
been like
Prinze
10
Jr.
years, though.
10 years.
Well,
I think
when
Matt
was
worked on
Scooby-Doo? When was
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo big before that?
What?
Like, how long was the gap between
That was
when it
like
kinda
late
big?
70s, early
But
80s.
that doesn't matter though if it's showed in syndication. Like I watched the Muppet Show growing up because it was in
But that's
syndication.
different. Like nowadays, syndication is totally different. Like with the advent and the explosion of cable and the selection of things you can watch, like if something's syndicated, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah,
like
you're
when
right.
you were younger and when I was younger, it's like there weren't as many channels, there weren't as many options.
you didn't really have
I
an
grew
option.
up watching the fucking Addams Family. Okay, I grew up in the fucking dark ages.
Da-na-na-na.
Yeah, I like the Addams Family.
I was a
and fucking,
Munsters guy actually for the TV show.
Oh really? I like Gomez. I was a
Okay.
Gomez Addams kind of guy.
I see it.
I wanted to have a girlfriend so I could kiss her up the arm like Gomez.
Tish, that's French.
Well, yeah, like when I was a kid, you had to watch all that shit. The Andy Griffith Show.
So sad you wanted a
I
girlfriend
made my,
so you could kiss her
It's like
in
it
the
seems so cool on TV.
I made my family call me Opie.
Really?
I love that show.
That's
so
way
much.
more embarrassing than what I said.
Yeah.
eye. Yeah, it is.
Why did you like identify with?
I
OP?
don't remember. I don't remember watching it, but I mean, I was a kid obsessed with it, and it was like a prominent kid figure.
Is Andy Griffith still alive?
No, I don't think so.
No, I know Don Knotts passed away a few years
Let's
ago.
all tweet that he's dead and see if he
No,
realized.
I'm
I think he
curious.
passed away before Don Knotts.
No. I'm pretty sure Don Knotts passed first.
All right, I was
I
going to
could
do an
be-
ad read, but let me look this up.
All right. I could be way wrong. My dad was huge in Andy Griffith. Like I've seen so many old TV shows. My mom used to watch Gunsmoke, and she would watch that nonstop.
Did anyone see F Troop?
Oh yeah.
Of
I
course.
tried to explain like Red versus
Hogan's
Blue to me
Heroes.
is F Troop. It's
Yeah.
like F Troop meets Halo or space. It was a funny
F
show.
Troop meets F-U-C-K Troop.
No, Andy Griffith died in 2012.
Oh, okay.
But I think Don Knotts must have died before that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he died before that. I remember he was in Pleasantville. That was like his last big movie. That I
Right.
Man,
remember
that's a
him in.
movie that's like the trailer did not do it justice. That movie is
Pleasantville's
really
fantastic.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a good
There's
film.
a lot of really big actors in that too.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels. That was the first I think time you saw him and you're like, wow, Jeff Daniels is a good actor.
No, it was
He's not
And Tobey Maguire and Reese
Witherspoon. Yeah.
And
That one
William
guy
H.
that's in
Macy.
every movie.
William H. Macy.
Don Knotts died in 06.
06. Yeah,
You
Don
know, the
Knotts.
judge, like the bad, like the serious guy.
Paul Walker was in that too.
Was he?
Paul, why?
Yeah. He's like
Yeah, I know.
he's the Paul Walker's like the pretty boy basketball player, like
Okay,
the
yeah.
main guy, and then they start missing shots and start freaking out.
Yeah, that movie's awesome.
That in the soundtrack that Fiona Apple cover of
Was it Somewhere with the Rainbow or
no, it was that Beatles song. Fuck, I
don't
can't think of
know.
it. So whatever.
Great
The Beatles
movie though. Great movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I'm sure it's available somewhere.
song. Here, let me read this thing.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
I want to remind everyone that this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by.
Okay, so Maker just got bought by Disney for $500 million.
Maker bot.
Yeah, Maker.
I know.
Maker
It's
the
just
network.
Maker was bot.
That's crazy. And so and Maker just bought Blip not too long ago. So it's like
the
it's like
transitive
Disney's acquiring,
property
and then
would
Warner
say.
Brothers bought Machinima, or they
made an
invested
investment in
they
Machinima.
invested in Machinima. It's crazy how like these sort of big media conglomerates are now really getting serious about the internet and really starting to kind of absorb some of that. And I'm
Do you think it's getting serious about the internet?
well, I think it's them seeing something that's doing well and being like, we want a piece of this. They might not be going about the best way to do it, but they're definitely starting to poke their toes in the water.
I think
I think they're worried, and I think that they're trying to, claim as much as they can with as little as they can.
Right, cover their tracks.
I think, I don't know what to say about it. It's like Maker has a lot of eyeballs every month, and $500 million doesn't seem like a lot of money for that many views.
Yeah.
To own all of that.
Well, I think it's smart to just go ahead and buy somebody, because you're going to waste your time trying to build something from scratch. You're going to be fighting all this. So just you're Disney, you have the money, and I mean, I'm sure hopefully they have people who know what they're doing, or at least they're going to start hiring people from that world because they know that they're behind.
And no one's going to buy YouTube. Like no one can afford YouTube at this point. So I guess this is kind of the way to do it. I mean, the way to go at it. So
Like,
Well,
when I
what do you
about
think? What do you think the play for Disney is there? Is it just because obviously you have Maker, right? Who is an MCN and has different people making videos for them. But Maker, like you mentioned, bought Blip last year, which is a video
Provider.
content delivery platform.
Yeah.
So is Disney buying it for content delivery, or for media production purposes.
I would imagine
for
it's a lot. Like,
That's
imagine
probably
they
content
made
delivery.
straight to DVD movies before. Like, I don't know if Aladdin 2 was straight to
It was.
DVD or Lion King 2 at least was. So, I mean, that's an avenue that they can just push things. And the other thing is they have, 100 movies in their catalog? I mean, any way that they can try
Disney?
to target, yeah.
Gotta be more than that.
Okay.
I don't know. So, I mean, I think that just represents like different ways they can just show like one clip from one movie and hopefully get, a whole new audience. Because, I mean, with animated movies, Snow White, it's old, but I mean, it still looks pretty good. So I think it's just like...
So you're thinking they're buying a platform for them to show old content?
I think they have 1,000 things they can do with it, and I think it's smart. They just bought somebody.
Yeah.
They don't try to like, we're going to... I think iTunes tried to get into the social media business themselves, and people were like, iTunes, why are you trying to do this? If Disney started their own thing and try to grow it from there, just buy somebody. You bought Marvel, you know.
More than anything, I think, what they would be doing is looking for a new audience who doesn't traditionally watch Disney stuff. As
Sure.
much as people talk about Frozen, I still haven't fucking seen it.
Yeah.
But, people who are in the Maker Network, I've seen their videos.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's an avenue to get to a new market that they don't traditionally have reach into.
But, I
Yeah,
mean,
and
why
you
not
never
just
know-
do an ad buy? I mean, as opposed to just buying it outright. Because they have the money, or?
You can then leverage across like a bigger network.
I guess so.
And then you can make that message more pervasive.
Yeah.
And long term, and then if you can produce more content and then sell other ads against that, it's a way to
I
generate your
will
revenue
say
back.
I would much rather watch an ad for Frozen or a DVD release of a Disney movie than that fucking cricket guy.
I would rather
I would anything.
I
sure.
would rather watch someone eat their own shit than watch those cricket ads.
All right. I'll pull it up. I got
I'll
a
pull up
video.
the cricket ad, you pull up the shit eating.
Yeah,
See which one
honestly,
you want.
I will honestly choose
Two
the
girls,
shit.
one cricket. Is that what it is?
Yes, I would choose 2 girls, 1 cup over the cricket ads every single day, every day.
All right.
There we go.
Fucking strong statements from
Gus and I
Barbara.
went
really
back and
hope they
forth
never
when I
want to
started
sponsor
working
us.
here, showing each other like disgusting videos.
Yeah, I won.
Gus won, but I was that was a good day.
What did he win with?
I think
I
I
don't
won.
wanna
I
say
think
it.
yeah, no, that's not even say it.
Yeah.
Tell me after.
No, but
Yeah,
you
tell
don't
me
even
after.
know, like, they might not even call it Disney. Like, we're talking about, I think Disney owns Miramax, which is the Weinstein.
Fucking breaking news from fella Crux on Twitter. Someone already owns YouTube. Google.
Oh
what?
shit,
Really?
man! I'm,
Sorry,
I'm
I-
glad
I-
Google
When did that
bought YouTube.
Crazy.
Cray cray. Yeah.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry. I had to point that
Well, I
out.
mean, it's weird. People a lot of times don't realize that Disney owns Miramax, and they release, I think, all the Kevin Smith movies, or at least for a long time, were Miramax. I think the Crying or Piano. What was it? The one? Shit, I
The
want to ruin
Crying
the one.
Piano?
The Crying Game, maybe, with the pianist.
You mean the piano?
The
Or
pianist.
the pianist?
No, not the pianist.
The
It was the
piano?
one with that has that big twist in the movie.
The Crying Game.
Yeah, Crying Game. Thank you. I think Michael Moore's first movie was, but I don't think Fahrenheit
Well,
was. Like they actually released a lot of like crazy movies.
Well, Miramax was the independent. Like that was the small indie.
Yeah, but it's Disney's
Distribution
It's Disney's
company.
thing.
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
don't call it Disney. So that might be a different thing. There or
No,
something
Disney's
they're
got
doing something similar.
multiple markets to push
Yeah.
stuff. Like they've got a lot of sort of like houses like that. So like Paramount has like 9 or 10 different kind of smaller ones. But yeah,
I will say-
they'll sneak it out so they don't think, oh, it's owned by Disney, but it's owned by Disney.
Epic Rap Battle. I love Epic Rap Battle. I don't know if this means there'll be more Epic Rap Battles or not.
Do you see someone's
or it'll
doing-
be like the genie. Like he'll start incorporating Disney characters, but the more rap
Someone
battles.
is doing Rooster Teeth rap battles. Have you seen any of those?
cool.
I've seen them. I haven't watched the videos yet.
There's one of
unfortunately.
me and Caleb for the last RT Community Day. It was very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did
I
an
won,
Achievement Hunter
obviously.
one as well.
That was good.
Yeah, it was
Is it just
interesting.
taking things you said and
Yeah, it's
like
No, they get people to do the rapping.
okay.
Yeah, they record other people, I guess. They actually
Cool, I'll
offered
check that out.
for me to do it, and I was like, I'm going to embarrass
So
myself if I try
someone
to
on
do this.
Twitter here, Kazuma Spitfire, is saying Brandon needs to finish what he was talking about. A gift received at the office.
Oh shit! Wow.
Wow, called him out.
God, the story's not going to live up to that. No, someone showed up with like 5 things at Tiff's Treats.
Yeah, we
and I've
got
been
a
so
bunch of
good
cookies.
for the last like 4 days. Like I've been eating well, and then there's just like all these Tiff Treats. And I used to I lived on campus. That's where this was, and I just used to down these things. Like we had dine-in dollars
It's
that
cookies,
came with the
by
dorm.
the way, to anybody who doesn't know.
Bevo Bucks, man.
Bevo
That
Bucks,
was
yeah.
the shit.
And so you could pay for cookies with the money that came with the dorm room expenses. And so I remember at one point I just bought 2 dozen cookies and ate them for dinner. That's
ate all
how
24
good.
cookies?
Yeah, that's how good they are because
Wow.
it's basically cookie dough and lard.
That was Brandon 1.0.
and those came in, and I saw them, and I just ran away.
He actually ran out the door and he started screaming,
Yeah,
no, I
and
can't.
then
I
Aaron
can't."
chased after me and grabbed me and picked me up and brought me back to the table. And
Yeah.
Aaron is very strong.
Yeah.
He's very strong.
He was in the
arms.
most recent RT Life,
Yes.
if you're wondering who that is.
So there are cookies next door, and I ate.
Did
a
you
bunch.
enjoy your time in Aaron's arms?
I did. I ate those cookies, but I was crying because I hated myself while I was doing it.
Luckily for me, those cookies showed up while I was out getting pizza.
Oh, they're
Today was probably the least healthy day I think we've ever had at the office. We had barbecue for breakfast, or lunch
For
technically.
breakfast.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
It was my breakfast. And then we had pizza and Tiff's treats.
We can see the Tips treats on the
Oh, it's so tasty.
Snickerdoodles, man.
Any of them.
Yeah, so I lucked out. I was out getting pizza. I feel like that's my
lucked
Monday
out.
ritual now, is driving through traffic to get the home slice and then bring it back down to everyone at the office. Everyone's so happy to see you when you walk into a room carrying home slice.
Is that why you get
is that like the only time people are happy to see you?
Only time
in
people
life?
are like,
that why you get
oh,
it?"
yeah, hey, let's get the door for you.
I mean, hold that.
Well,
for
when
me.
you're a lot older,
Can
people
I
will
can
do
I
that
get
too.
that pizza one day? I would love to know what that feels like.
Oh, hey.
You feel like you're everyone's friend.
I'm gonna bring the internet pizza.
You don't think I'm happy to see you every day like that?
I don't see. Well, I see you sometimes. We don't
I'm
even
like,
share an
hey,
office.
yes.
We used to. Do we ever share an office? We
Yeah.
did for a bit.
Someone just
yeah.
said, I honestly did think you were talking to me, and I was like, that's a nice thing Barbara said about me when
Nope.
you're talking to Gus.
Brandon, are you sharing an office in the new building?
Yeah, it's Chris and I.
Nice.
And we're bringing back our beanbag from here. Like, we've slept on that beanbag.
Oh, the one that
many
Joe the
nights.
Cat pissed on?
No, he didn't piss on that one.
No, he did.
Well,
I think Joe the Cat
pissed.
pissed on pretty much everything in this room.
We should
At
have
some point or another.
We should have some lounge furniture in our office.
Yeah, we had to throw away some production equipment that he
Lazy
pissed on.
boys, couches.
Couches.
We have the couch in the Ichiban in our office, or Ryan's desk.
Ryan's desk, yeah.
Yeah, we can actually use it as an actual couch now. So this is
You
exciting.
know, when we move to the new office, you got to keep Ryan on a couch. You cannot give him a real desk. You can get him a desk maybe, but make his
Yeah.
office chair a couch.
Yeah.
We talked about doing that. We also talked about letting Gavin keep his desk that he has right now.
Oh, the fucked up
the
one.
giant hole in
No,
it.
you should let him get a new one, but have it be a more fucked up one.
Just take an axe to it day one, just punch a hole right
It
through
only
it.
has the edges and it's completely hollow in the middle.
Figure that one out.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited to move. I'm excited. I mean, we have no space in Achievement Hunter, and so the idea.
You
where
haven't had
power.
space in like a year and a half.
No. I mean, the fact that I can't push my chair back because I will hit Ryan's desks. Like that is going to be fixed.
Yeah.
Also, you all can't turn on the lights in that room.
Yeah.
Or else it trips a breaker.
Well, no, it used to. We actually moved half of our machines onto a different breaker because when that happened to us one time, we were recording I think a Minecraft Let's Play, and someone turned on a light to record behind the scenes, and it killed all of our machines. Oh. And so we lost We lost 3 video feeds and the sound in one shot, and it was like, well, that's the worst thing ever. So we taped down the lights off. So hopefully that'll be fixed in the new office.
Should be.
I'm really hoping.
Should be.
So, we're also working on internet issues too, because we don't have enough internet.
I can't
for
wait
us.
until I don't have to hear the hum of the servers anymore.
It's maddening.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I do not miss about being in that room.
Bernie told me that he would fall asleep every day if he had to work in there because it sounds like an airplane. And he would just
It's totally just like
instantly pass
white
out.
noise. Like
Yeah.
it drowns everything out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
so
psyched though, because not psyched, but it's cool that only 3 people in this office have been in the exact same desk since day one and haven't moved, and it's Jeff, me, and Matt.
Yeah.
And they were the only 3 people that haven't shifted
Yeah, that's
offices or
that's
moved
true. I
desks.
hadn't thought about that. That's nuts.
With the 2.5 years we've been here, almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Barbara's moved to
You were
town.
the last.
Yeah.
You were 4. You were the last holdout. Then you shifted upstairs.
Yeah.
Or,
So-
first the cubicle and then upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in a cubicle for a
I've
little bit.
moved, I think, 4 or 5 times in that office. It's crazy.
So apparently someone on Twitter, I don't know
No
if
one
this is
likes
true or
me.
not, someone on Twitter, Alec Machette, whatever,
Machete.
says that Disney sold Miramax in 2010.
They did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you for mentioning that. I had no idea.
Twitter to the rescue.
I don't know.
So do they have a substitute? Did they just make a new company that people don't know about, or are
Disney-
they just out of that game?
They have. I wish it, like what would you call that? Not a production house. Like what's the equivalent of a publisher for movies?
Distributor.
Like they've got multiple distributors, and I'm sure I'll try to pull some up here.
Was
but
that around the time that they bought Pixar?
no, Pixar was
Pixar
like
was
the
earlier
mid
than that.
2000s.
Yeah.
Really?
Pixar was like 07, 08 maybe.
Yeah, that was actually really, really cool when they brought in John Lasseter to kind of oversee the creative stuff. I mean, like,
now they're finally getting their shit straight.
Yeah.
Because they fired him when he was an animator. He's like, I want to make a movie. It's like hand drawn, but the backgrounds are computer animated. And they're like,
Get out.
Is it? No, they're like, is this cheaper? He's like, no. Can we make it in shorter time? He was like, no. They're like, all right, you're fired. And then it's like, he comes back. Like, how do you think it felt walking in the Disney studios that day?
Being like, sup, bitches.
What's up? And then,
Guess
now
who's
he's the
back?
head of their creative animation department. It's nuts.
Shit,
It's awesome.
man.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. He seems to know what he's doing.
A
He's
Pixar
had few
story.
hits.
That's where I learned all that. I think it's on the Wall-E DVD. Definitely check it out if you like that stuff. It's
Yeah,
pretty
so
good.
they're Walt Disney Pictures, Disney Toon Studios, Pixar Animation Studios, which now Lucasfilm is in there, Marvel Studios, Touchtone, that's a Disney thing I forgot about, ESPN Films, and UTV Motion Pictures. And they used to have Caravan, they used to have Hollywood Pictures, Miramax, Dimension Films. That was
Dimension.
That was Scream. I remember Dimension from that. Image Movers, and they've got some other ones. They also do like deals with like Bruckheimer. They do stuff with him, DreamWorks, and a few other places.
Yeah, I mean, then they also own
They own ABC,
And also
and
Studio Ghibli.
ESPN.
So
Are they at the top? Does anybody own Disney?
Google.
no, Disney's one of like the 5 companies that own everything on the planet.
Like it's like Disney, GE.
Shine Hartwig Company.
I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it. Thank you for
Nice.
the 30 Rock reference.
So we were going to circle back to RTX a while ago.
RTX. It's happening again.
Yay.
July
Surprise.
4th to 6th, 2014.
RTXevent.com. Buy your tickets now. They're
Yes.
almost sold out.
Shut up.
We're closer to selling out than we're closer to the end than the beginning.
Okay.
Let's put it
Yeah.
that
So
way.
what they're saying is they're running out of tickets, and if you don't buy them now, you're not going to get tickets. So you should
There-
buy tickets right now.
There is no reason to wait. You should get
There you
it
go.
sooner rather than
Click
So-
here.
We have not
Put in an
raised
annotation.
the panic flag yet. We're not in imminent danger of selling out. We
Can
we
you
are
literally-
definitely going to sell out.
Can you literally get some kind of panic device or plant?
Have you not seen my panic device?
No.
Is it your hat?
Oh, is it the?
Gus has a hat that he wears when he is going crazy, and he wears it just so I know not to believe anything he says.
It's like when I'm so stressed that I know I'm not making sense, I put the hat on.
Yeah.
It's
What
like
kind of hat is it?
it's a Simmons hat that someone made for me, and they gave it to me. So if you ever see me walking around with this little Simmons hat on, know that I'm like super insane.
I can tell because your eyes are like a little bit bigger than they usually are, and a little wider.
Did Simmons ever wear that cap on a DVD cover?
No, it's an easy question to answer because he was never on any.
I need a crazy hat.
This is a sore spot for Gus.
Yeah, so anytime you see me wearing the Simmons hat, you know it's my crazy hat.
What are you most excited about at RTX right now that is released information?
We haven't released anything yet. Really?
Well, at least a couple of people. Like we said, Controller Shop's going to be there.
Yeah, we're going to start our big announcements here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have our first round of announcements coming out this Friday.
Okay.
And then we're going to continue to stage them as necessary. Because sometimes when you're working with these companies, you have like blackouts and embargoes, and you can't talk about certain stuff until they've already released other information. So it's like we have to schedule all this stuff out for a long time.
Yeah.
Speaking of announcements, I don't know. Did we want to get away from RTX already, or you want to keep talking about RTX?
Buy your tickets, please. I mean, they are definitely going to sell out.
Yes. And we have a lot of cool stuff planned that we can't talk about yet.
Yeah, we have a lot of cool stuff. The news will start coming out really soon. It's July 4th to 6th, and we have all the information at rtxevent.com.
Nice. Speaking of,
If you're interested in exhibiting, email exhibitor@rtxevent.com.
so
Click here.
Speaking of like RTX stuff,
And submit your panels.
Ubisoft was there last year with Assassin's Creed,
Click
and
here
they
to
just
submit
released information about the new Assassin's Creed that's
Unity?
coming out this year. Unity. It takes place in revolutionary France. Ooh, that looks so good.
I think last year's RTX was the first time the public could get hands-on with multiplayer.
Yep,
I wanna
first
say.
public hands-on for Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah.
The multiplayer, and that was a lot of fun. That multiplayer is so good. So,
That, I played the shit out of Black Flag.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that game.
did you 100% the single player?
I finished the campaign. I didn't 100% it, though.
That was the pirate version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's the character, like, Kinway is such a cool character.
When they first released that trailer, the thing that intrigued me the most was, you know, when they had that big reveal, it's like they're talking, they have the action sequence happen, then he runs on the boat, like just jumps behind the wheel, then immediately starts sailing
Yeah.
out to the ocean. I was like, if that actually happens in the game, I'm going to love that. And they totally
and
pulled
the
that off.
next gen console version or current gen console version, yeah, that absolutely happens.
And it's
just something
amazing.
like coming off 3 was rough because Connor was such a dick. Like he hated everybody because he got fucked over by everybody. That was the Native American guy. And it was just like he hated the British, he hated the Americans, he hated
Those
his own
blankets.
people, he hated everyone.
Jesus.
And so to go from that to like the swashbuckling pirate dude is like, oh, this is a fun character to play, and you actually have a good time with it.
You know, I thought it was going to be what I thought was going to be really dumb was the sea shanties.
Yeah.
But holy shit!
Oh, they're fun.
I would get so excited anytime I got a new I unlocked a new shanty. Be like, oh, I'm gonna go sail around until I hear it.
Nice. You actually, so they have those challenges, like the little mini challenges within the game, and if you collect all of them, you can turn your crew into skeletons. And so it's like you're like basically like
If you collect all of the shanties, you can.
No,
turn your
well, that's one of the many things. So it's like they'll have like different challenges. So there's like 1, 2, and 3 star challenges, and it's like fight 5 guys at the same time, but like knock out 6 people in a row, and like find all of the hidden treasure. And it's like so once you do every single one, you unlock cheats as you do more of them.
Right.
And then what the last one was, you get 100 cheats. You get the title of the achiever. As like in multiplayer when you play, you get the achiever, which is why I wanted it. But also you get a cheat to have your crew turn into skeletons. And it's pretty cool. We actually made a video for it for Achievement Hunter.
I want that.
So,
it's fun.
do you think you like pirates though more? Like before you even play into the game, just the fact that you're a pirate, do you think that whole that group is cool, that story arc is cool?
No, I'm not big into
mystery?
pirates.
I love
You're not big into pirates?
No, not at all. But that game, it really
Yeah,
grabbed me.
but Unity, I mean, it looks great, and also the cool thing about Unity is they're developing it specifically for this current gen console. So like they're not having to do like a dumbed down version for the 360.
Right,
and
if
PS3.
you look at the boilerplate at the end, it just says
Yeah.
like
It kind of
Xbox
looks
One,
like where we
PS4.
shot the
So if
Hunger
you're watching the
Games.
stream, this is a clip
Oh yeah,
from
it totally does.
But it looks really, really good, and they're also supposedly releasing another Assassin's Creed for
Wow.
old gen as well.
That's a rumor, right?
That's the
they've
well.
not talked
Apparently,
about
they've
that?
announced they're releasing 2 Assassin's Creeds this year.
Is this the 360
But
version
the-
or the new one?
This is the Xbox One and PS4
That looks awesome.
version.
This is new.
and PS and,
The
and
graphics are
PlayStation.
just
The other
Or,
version could be a
computer.
handheld version though, like a
That's true.
like a Vita
Yeah.
game because they did that previously.
But I mean, I imagine the install base is still so large for the 360 and PS3 that they would probably release some sort of disc-based version or some sort of game that'll land on those platforms
what
as
we
well.
saw like from the first Assassin's Creed, or was it
the
was
clip
it
you were
new
just
one?
watching was from Unity, from the new one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well,
it
it
looks
looks like the
gorgeous.
first one.
Yeah, you should absolutely watch that trailer.
Barbara, why are you big into pirates?
I don't know. I think it's when I first saw Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
When it first came out,
Surprising-
I fell in love with that movie.
Yeah, that movie. Like I remember going in with extremely low expectations, and I was like, "Holy shit,
Yeah,
this is
had
really
everything.
good."
And I don't know. I like the style of clothing. I just like the whole idea of it.
You ever think how dirty it is, though?
Oh yeah.
Like being like.
but I always
where do they
enjoy
sleep?
pirate themed like movies and games and just everything.
I just wonder
I've
how
always
bad
enjoyed it.
all those people smelled.
That's what I'm saying,
How
like-
bad did a pirate
Just
ship
like how
actually
bad people
smell?
smelled in the past in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
specifically
like a
though,
ship, like
on
you
a
can't
pirate
get away.
ship,
You're like,
there's
we're fucking 3 months or 3 weeks away from the.
They were probably
from
drunk the whole
land.
time, to be
like
fair.
how many people on a? What's the most amount of people on a pirate ship?
40?
A couple hundred?
40? Like
Probably more than that, like in
it's not like
Manowar, right?
Well, I mean, Manowar, yeah, but I imagine that's
I
a
would think
large
at least
pirate
like
ship.
100 or something.
I don't know.
How much people can they? How big are
Well,
those
it
boats
depends.
be?
Have you upgraded your crew capacity?
That
Have you
is true.
upgraded your crew quarters or not?
Yeah, how many cannons do you have? Can you
Sorry,
battering
it's
ram?
a AC4 joke.
Only
Yeah.
a few people got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for the next Assassin's Creed. I'm happy now we're finally getting to the era of like these new games coming out. Like Titanfall just came out. Infamous Second Son came out last week for the PlayStation 4, and they're finally dropping HDCP for the PlayStation 4, which means we can finally make videos for our Let's Play stuff.
Yay.
That's
And then
So
PS4.
I had again, I'm going to brag about my internet connection speed.
All right.
I had a great moment with fiber the other day on Saturday when I decided to.
moments in fiber.
I decided to download Infamous Second
I'm
Son.
imagining
Oh, yeah.
a picture
So-
of Gus and like a Google, or I guess it would be.
What, did it take
AT&T
less
fiber.
less than a minute?
Just holding hands, like frolicking in a field, like no.
Less than a
Well,
minute.
my PS4 is on Wi-Fi. So
Okay.
Wi-Fi speed at
Oh,
best
gross.
it does like 100 megabits.
Okay.
So it's like
wrong
so I
with you?
started the download. It's like 22 gigs. And I was like, okay, it's gonna take a few minutes. Let me switch over to my Xbox. I played literally one round of Titanfall. I was like, great. I'm gonna go check out my download of Infamous. Oh, it's done. Okay. I played one round of
Christ.
Titanfall and then like my download was
so
done.
about 10
Wow.
minutes.
Yeah, and I was
22
like,
gigs in about 10 minutes.
yeah, I was like, oh sweet, I'm just gonna play Infamous now.
So are you?
God.
You're still at 300.
I'm still at
though.
300 megabits.
That's crazy.
And my Titanfall ping went from 17 milliseconds to 33 milliseconds.
Oh,
since
gee,
I
how
was,
did you survive? I
since
think
I
we
was
get. I
downloading.
don't think we get anything better than 50 here at the office.
It's fucking sweet. It's fucking sweet.
I can't wait till that spreads more. I can't wait till like AT&T actually came to my door recently. They're like, oh yeah, like we're doing new subscribers, and we don't know when fiber is going to be available in your area, but if you sign up now, you don't have to pay the installation fee whenever we get fiber. And I'm like, okay, when's that going to be there? And they're like, well, we can't tell you. I'm like, is it going to be this year? Well, we're not sure. I'm like, all right, cool. No. I'm gonna like as soon as someone says I can give you 300 megs or better, then I'm gonna pay for that.
Yeah, they're in this area near this office. I was a little upset that we couldn't get it at this office before we moved, but
one of the first Google Fiber places is just like 2 miles away from us right here.
So I went down to we like we talked about earlier. We had the tour at the Stage 5 this morning.
Yeah,
and before I went there, I got there early, so I stopped at there's a Starbucks by the new office. So I stopped by there and I was just answering email on my laptop, and I noticed they had like these little signs up that said our Wi-Fi is now powered by Google.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? And I just looked at it, like I took a picture of it.
Oh yeah.
And I guess like they don't have AT&T as their
that's
their
a big
broadband
deal.
provider at that Starbucks anyway. And they have Google provides the internet there.
Wow. That means Google is that close to that office. Oh,
That's nuts.
I hope.
I got to move in like a week. And that's not information that you can easily get, like what internet is here. So that's like another complexity.
As of like, really, but until next year, you pretty much have one provider no matter where you are. But now we're getting to the point where we're actually getting multiple providers.
I saw someone on the Austin subreddit made a map of the different parts of town you can get.
I feel like it's patchy though.
Of course. It's super patchy.
I'm not going to have a house. Apartment complexes, it's going to be hit or miss.
Well, it's also the apartment complex. They have to do it. You can't
I don't want to
do it.
live with anybody.
But that map is weird because like you have it and Jeff lives near you, but Jeff, like even in that map, it shows he should have it and he doesn't have it.
I have it. My next door neighbor can't get it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Dude, it's cheap. It's only an extra $1,000 a month.
You should just offer to run him a cable, like just dig a line and run it over to his house.
Like I'll run a Wi-Fi repeater for you, $70 a month.
Absolutely, let's do that. Spread the wealth.
But there is a download cap.
Oh, there is?
That I have since I have AT&T. I can only download a terabyte a month.
Okay,
What?
terabyte a month.
With my cable modem, I was doing about 250 to 300 gigs a month, I think.
Shit, really?
Yeah, so I'm not worried about it.
Do you watch
but
a lot
I'm
of
downloading a lot more now.
Do you watch a lot of movies and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watch a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it, but now that I'm downloading, like I don't buy discs anymore. It's like literally, I just download it. So I'm worried that I'll bump over that very easily now.
Yeah.
Especially when you know how much you have.
And especially because I'm always constantly trying to see how fast I can make Steam download stuff.
Yeah.
No, one thing that was a little upsetting that we found out with Titanfall actually was in Austin, you couldn't get Titanfall until 2 a.m. through digital download. Right. Because they release it on the West Coast. It's like West Coast at midnight is when it goes public for the nation, which sucks if you're on the East Coast because that's 3 a.m. you have to wait before you can buy a game.
At least it's not Hawaii.
Yeah, well.
Dude, problems.
Well, Hawaii, you'd get it early, wouldn't you?
No, it'd be way later.
Way later.
Hawaii's like 6 hours.
No, because at midnight, West Coast.
Oh, no,
it
you're right.
launches,
Yeah.
so you get it 6 hours early.
No, what I'm saying though is if they didn't want to release it before midnight in any place in the U.S.,
Yeah.
the Hawaii would be the last place. The only reason I mention that is because like I remember trying to watch Lost the day after, and you have to wait till like 4 a.m. whenever Hawaii
got
time
it.
became midnight.
You're in Hawaii.
You would imagine like they'd be like, hey, whatever, we'll release it 3 hours early for the West Coast, but instead they're making it 3 hours late for the East Coast. It's like, come on, just give it to people early.
They got you
and you can't pre-download too. That's one thing I wish they would do.
The PS4's rolling that out.
Yeah, I know PS4 is, but Xbox One hasn't yet. But I think they did that on the PS3 as well, where you could preload a game. But just make it where you can download it, because that way you're not going to be having all your servers hit at once.
They did that with the PC version of Titanfall, and then people figured out how to crack it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they started playing it like a few days early.
This
on
all
the PC.
sounds like great stuff for the patch, which segue is on our new channel, The Know,
Yes.
which you guys forgot to really talk about last week.
We did forget. We
to go,
remembered
you
right as
dick.
we went to credits.
Yes.
So we launched a new channel for all of our new stuff. It's Know, KNOW. And
YouTube.com/no.
/no. And so you can find all of our formerly called Rooster Teeth News, now The Know, and the patch on that channel.
Yes.
Pretty
And
awesome.
it's more stuff than just gaming news. It's also like TV, movies. I think there's going to be like science and tech in there too.
Anything I would find interesting, if that helps you, would be on the
So
Know.
beer news, cool.
We should do beer news.
We should do beer news. We should beer tests.
Have you been following the Malaysian plane?
Yes.
Daily updates?
Yes, and the daily speculation.
I'm a little upset by this whole thing.
Really?
Why is
You're
that?
a little upset that a plane disappeared?
No,
in 300
let him- let him fucking
Jesus
explain.
Christ. I'm upset.
I'm
They came
sorry.
out today and they said, okay, the plane's gone. Everyone's dead. Okay, where's the plane? We don't have it yet.
Then how do
It's like, exactly. How
No,
do you
you're
come out and
absolutely right. That was what I was about to bring up. And there's pictures. CNN's been the worst. There's pictures of like people crying.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my God, you found the plane." They're like, "No." And they're like, "What?"
Then how do they know that?
Until you find the plane, in your head, you're gonna think,
Supposedly they found satellite images of a couple items out west of Australia, like 1,500 miles west of Perth, but like in the Indian Ocean. But they haven't found the plane yet, and like they haven't found a black box. They haven't found anything about the plane. But like, oh yeah, the plane's gone and everyone's dead.
I think
like,
it's-
how can you say that?
they've definitively proved that it went south in the Indian Ocean
And
as
there's nowhere
opposed
to
to
land.
north to the land.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, but they didn't get into this particular detail. Like they didn't have the gas,
Yeah.
the fuel,
Well,
to get anywhere.
Apparently, one of the big theories is that something happened and basically everyone on board died. Like there was a fire or something, or they lost the cabin pressure. Everyone fell asleep and then passed away just due to lack of oxygen, and the plane just flew itself.
It's like when
until it ran out of
the
gas.
Payne Stewart thing.
The which
Remember
one?
that? He's the pro golfer who was on that flight. It was like a private.
Oh, like
jet
the one that
from-
crashed like North Dakota or
Yeah,
something?
it was going from Florida to Texas, I think, or
Yeah.
Oklahoma, and they lost cabin pressure, and everyone passed out on the plane, and it just kept going until it ran out of fuel on autopilot over
Yeah,
North
one of the
Dakota.
many reports was that it would fluctuate from like 40,000 feet or 45, which is high for
Yeah.
a commercial airline, down to like 5,000 feet. But every day it's a new thing. It's, the pilot went crazy.
Well-
He has a simulator and he programmed all these other airports and he deleted them. Like every day it's a different thing.
There was
But I keep checking.
Like a week ago, I read this pilot say they interviewed another pilot, another guy who was retired who had flown the 777. They asked him about the altitude fluctuations.
That's a good plane, by the way.
Right. Terrific safety record.
Yeah.
And he said, the retired pilot said that the oscillations in altitude would make sense if you have a pre-programmed speed and the aircraft is on its own adjusting nose trim, up or down, in order to try to keep the speed matched. So it's like when it's going too fast, it noses up to try to lose its speed. And then when it starts going too slow, it noses down to try to gain speed. So it's that oscillation makes sense if you have a fixed speed and the autopilot's just trying to maintain it.
Yeah. I'm crazy. Like, I'm so anxious when it comes to flying. Now, I'm not sure if I'm getting sleepy and I want to fall asleep on the plane or like something horrible is happening.
If you get
Oh, you think
sleepy
you're
on a
losing
plane?
oxygen on the plane?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm passing out. Like, holy shit, which one of these two things is
No,
happening?
it's that white noise. It's all the stuff combined. Makes you sleepy.
It's terrifying. I hate takeoffs. Takeoffs are the worst. I don't mind landings because it's like planes naturally supposed to go to the ground. The closer it gets, I'm like, this is normal.
You're in a
But
metal
Right,
Going
but it's how fast are you going
up-
to that
I know,
ground?
I know. I'm not saying that it's particularly makes sense, but there's something about going up where I'm like, this is not natural.
Well,
We
think
are
if-
riding a missile, and we're not flying. We're just using this air
You're-
resistance that pushes
Right.
an object
so
up.
the plane, if you're going fast, the plane should rise on its own. That's
Yeah.
the natural state. It's you're going fast, that's going to take you up. Coming back
Sure.
down is the unnatural state for that.
Because you're like slowing down and the plane's falling more than anything.
It's like
I
you
get
have to
it.
control that fall.
You're absolutely right. On the very surface, there's something about going down, like landing. You're like, oh, man, I'm like 1,000 feet closer to being okay. Whereas when you're taking off, you're like, this is only going to get worse. We're only getting higher.
Someone sent us an AWU intro, I think last week, from the airport in St. Bart's or St. Thomas in the Caribbean, where the 747 goes right over that beach. There's
my
like
God.
there's like 30 feet of clearance before it gets to runway, and so people are on this beach as like these giant planes are flying over.
Fuck that.
It's really, really cool. It happens apparently like a 747 lands like twice a day, like takes off and lands twice a day, and so it's like people's hanging out on the beach and this thing just goes right over their heads.
Yeah, if there was a plane coming, I think I would get the fuck away from that beach.
Well, it was so close that people were like diving out of the way. I mean, like obviously it was still 20 or 30 feet above their head, but it's like this massive object flying in.
They're off by just a little bit.
Well, they have bigger issues other than
Yeah.
the people on the beach.
You're right.
So this is not going to affect the way you fly, right?
No, not at all.
Will it affect? Are you a nervous flyer at all?
No, God no. I'm the least nervous flyer in the world.
Have you met Gus?
I don't give a fuck.
Jesus, why? Because you don't care about.
I
Like,
can
you
fly
not
a
worry
plane.
about dying, or
Yeah, it's true.
You know so much about it and you fly a lot. So it's kind of like,
It's just like,
So
what are the
terrifying.
odds that something would happen? It's like so
Yeah.
crazy infinitesimally
gotta
small.
happen to somebody.
It's got to
not-
happen to somebody.
Well, it's like
Somebody else
winning
has
the lottery.
to die in a wreck on 35. That's a hell of a lot more likely.
It is. It's very way more likely. You're right.
Right. So it's like the flying. I'm really not nervous.
I
about
have
it
a
at all.
weird peace thing where I step onto a plane. I know once you cross that threshold and you're on the plane, your life is not in your hands for the next however long you're going to be on that plane. And it's a weird thing to
It's
think like that.
usually
But it's
not
like,
in your own hands.
all right, well, there you go. But I mean, at least like if I'm driving, I can control the vehicle. You know, if I'm walking down a highway, I can see cars coming. If I'm on a plane, I'm sitting there, just like hope the guy up front knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So. And it's like,
Gotta
all right,
give up control.
you have no control over that. It's like I couldn't run up there and fly the plane if I had to.
It's insane how dangerous cars are
Yeah.
and how horrible it is. It's really, really.
Especially in Austin where people don't know how to drive.
I think there are definitely worse cities. I think
Yeah, there are.
Boston is probably the worst city to drive in the world.
Montreal's
well,
also
in the
pretty
United
crazy.
States.
Montreal's pretty crazy
Los
too.
Angeles is pretty shitty too.
People there do not give a fuck.
Remember, this about this time last year, we drove from New York to Boston, and the van. Remember that?
Yes.
The RT party van.
That was awful.
Yeah, our flight got canceled from Austin.
road trip.
from
No,
Dallas to Boston.
To Boston. They didn't tell us till after we fucking left Austin.
Yeah, that sucked.
That's the worst. There's, just you take the flight tomorrow. Like
I do
fuck
not
you.
know
You've
what-
already made me leave my home.
We
Yeah.
would not have been able to survive without you there, I don't
Oh,
think.
you
We wouldn't
you
have-
kids.
We wouldn't have known what to do. I know I
I'm
wouldn't
sure
have.
we would have figured something out. Like,
But to think to
and
fly-
you guys this year don't have Papa Gus going with y'all.
I'm not going.
Oh, you're not?
Is that
okay.
a thing now? Is that what we're calling Gus?
Well,
He's always been
was
Papa
I?
Gus.
I approve.
He was
fine with that?
he was
What
the
if it's
dad and
just
Jack was the
Papa?
mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Mommy and daddy in the front seats.
Is there no?
But yeah, we had that. We drove from New York to Boston.
Yeah.
We stopped for McFlurries, or no, for Shamrock Shakes
Shamrock
Yeah.
Shakes.
somewhere in Connecticut.
Yep. And
That actually
and
is
Monty
really
wanted to
fun.
go by Rhode Island on the way up.
It was a little out of the way.
Yeah, just a little bit out. And we did it. I mean, that was how long was that? About 8-9 hours?
The
No,
drive
God, no.
itself was 4 hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
drive was
it?
like 4. Yeah.
Oh.
It's not
This
bad.
one was much longer than
It was
that.
No.
still a long day of like
Yeah, maybe
flying
that's what
here,
it was.
flying
Yeah, because
there.
we landed. By the time we landed in New York, we already should have landed in Boston.
Yeah.
It's like we got there like 8 hours late
That's maybe what I was
between
thinking.
Yeah.
everything.
But that was a lot of fun, though.
The worst part, surprisingly, the worst part about all those last minute changes in travel was trying to find and rent a van that could hold all of us.
Yep.
How many of us were there? 8?
No, there was
It was more than that.
just 7.
7?
Was it 7?
Yeah. So like trying to, it was like there were only certain minivans that had the capacity to hold that many people in luggage.
Yeah.
And we talked
And,
about getting 2 cars at one point, and then we found a van that would fit all of us.
Yeah,
So,
the first idea was to get 2, and that you would drive one and I would drive the other.
yeah,
We just did
Terrifying.
one. Yeah.
that was fun though.
I
And then we
would've
got
been
that
so scared.
kick-ass room at the hotel.
I forgot about
Oh,
that.
with all the alcohol, free alcohol?
Yeah, well, supposedly free alcohol. We
It was-
cleared
it
it
was
out.
free. I got the bill for that. It was free.
Oh, it was?
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice. Okay. Yeah, we ended up getting a penthouse by accident. Or no, we had too many rooms and they gave us a penthouse. I forget what it was exactly.
Yeah, like
but-
we had overbooked.
They fucked it up somehow.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
overbooked rooms, and they didn't have any extra rooms to give us, so they had to give us the presidential suite, which was
Had to.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a
It was
presidential
awesome.
suite at the Intercontinental, and like they fucked up and. So I don't want people thinking that we booked the presidential suite at the fucking Intercontinental. Like they had fucked up the reservation. They're like, well, we have to give you the presidential suite. It was
dang.
a room. So it had probably about as big as this whole area we're in
Yeah.
right now. It was like the living room, a conference room with a giant conference table. Then off to the side, there was a kitchen that's probably about as big as the green screen area over there. And then there was a bedroom that's probably about as big.
There was also like an
or
office
bigger than the
area,
control
too.
room. Yeah, and there was an
Yeah.
office
Yeah.
with books.
Yeah.
Like there was a legit library in that room.
And then all the food and drinks in there were free.
Yeah, and then the fridge and pantry were stocked up with liquor and food.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys remember, but it was, I think me, Miles, and Carrie came up to see you guys, right?
Yeah.
And I left early and I just like took a bunch of drinks and snacks and like put it in my purse and I'm like, see ya.
Well, and then no one stayed there.
Yeah, no one stayed.
So like I think Carrie and Miles had to share a room because of the room fuck up. And I was like, well, one of you should stay in the presidential suite. They're like, no, we don't want to.
What?
Yeah, neither
Wait,
of
no
them
one
took
stayed
it.
there?
No one stayed
No
in
one
the
stayed
fucking
there.
room.
I would have stayed there if I knew that. Fuck.
Like we just went there, ate all the food, drank all the booze, and then left.
Yeah, looked at the room. Went, wow, this is an awesome room, and just didn't stay there. Yeah, because the actual bedroom was on a corner of the hotel with these giant windows that overlooked the bay from the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
I was like, you could see where they did the Boston Tea Party from the room. I was like, wow, that's fucking cool.
It's like someone has to stay here, and they're like, Maybe we'll come up and shower in the morning.
Jesus.
No one used it.
Yeah. And I had my own room. That's the only reason why I didn't take it. I was like, I was already settled in my room.
That's why I was telling Miles and Gary, just one of you sleep here.
Yeah.
I would have moved up there. I don't care where I was.
Well, I think we only had for like
Presidential
one night, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
You were in Austin.
suite. Do you know? I know. I was just imagining what it would be like if I was hanging out with you guys. And maybe next time you're like, well, Brandon will go to the president's suite. Maybe we should invite Brandon on our trip.
No, that'll probably never happen.
Gus is
again.
not going to.
No.
Do you have any idea like who the high-profile guests were that stayed in that room?
No idea.
No idea. Just
Was it
nice
us?
room.
Yeah. Remember
Sorola
at
that one time.
Remember when we went to that party and we were hammered and we took over someone's Twitch stream and started screaming?
I forgot about that. What party was that? The Sanchi party?
Was it Sanchi?
I think it was the Sanchi
But they were
party.
there was a Street Fighter tournament going on, and like we walk in and I see they're streaming like a live stream of this fighting tournament. I'm like, we have to find this camera. We found the cameras because they had little little side views of the cameras. And so we found it, so I started looking at it, and I guess the guy there recognized me, and he just handed me the microphone, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
let's do this. And so Gus jumped in, and we started like making fun of everyone in the chat, and then at some point, they pumped our audio over like the loudspeakers in the bar. So the first thing I'm doing, I'm like, hey, everybody, free drinks from the rest of the night. And I was like, what? And like, people started freaking out, and I was like, just kidding. And yeah, I should not have been handed a microphone at that point, but that was a lot of fun. And I love when stuff like that happens. It's only
I totally forgot about that.
It's only things like PAX or conventions where stuff like that is like, all right, this opportunity presents itself for me to be an idiot on the internet. That never happens. For us.
That opportunity happens for you every day.
But spontaneously.
Okay.
So anyway, that was a lot of fun. I love that kind of stuff about conventions.
Mm-hmm.
So
We will be at PAX, by the way.
Yes.
And we have our panel at 12 o'clock on Friday in the main theater.
We do.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
so it's
Community managing
who
over
is
here.
the lads and Monty?
It's Michael, Gavin, Ray, Lindsay. I think Bernie's going to be there. And is Monty?
I think Monty's. I've heard Monty's going.
Yeah, I think Monty's going.
Okay. And then, some other crew going for business stuff. But yeah, you'll
have
see them
your-
at our booth.
Have
I
your
don't know our
My
booth
Little
number.
Pony
but
questions ready.
I
Yeah.
think it's like 340 or 342 or something like
Something
that.
like that.
Don't
Yeah.
talk bad.
It's
about
right
my
by the
little
Meg
pony.
64 booth.
As always.
I know our old booth number. We got moved recently.
Oh.
Our old booth number was a different thing, and the new one got changed.
Gotcha. Well, you'll be there. Come see us.
Not us specifically, but people you don't care about as much as us.
This is the first PAX East I'm ever missing.
This is the first PAX I'm ever missing.
That's crazy.
Shit.
10 years of not missing any PAX,
this is
and
the
I'm finally missing one.
This is like my 10th PAX, or my first PAX I'm missing out of like 10 in a row.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was untenable. I figured after I made it to Australia last year, it's like I can't keep this record up. It's like I did the first international one. That's
This
it.
is like my 8th PAX I'm missing.
You probably missed more than that.
Probably.
Because my first PAX was the one that we shared the booth with Bungie. Which PAX was that? It was like 3 or 4?
That was before.
It was after Maidenbauer.
Yeah, that was definitely in the Washington State Convention Center. That was no,
Was it like
08?
07 or 8?
I think it was 08.
All right. How many did they have before that? Do you know?
They
started
started in
2004, right?
04. Yeah.
So I've missed like 4 or 5. And then I've been to every single one since.
Aw.
Sad. I can't beat Gus, though. How many people do you think have been to every single one other than the Penny Arcade guys?
I don't think very many. I think
Like
there were very
Yuku,
few.
Mike and Jerry, and then anybody else.
Yeah, it was rough. It was a lot
crazy.
of work. But I'm like the Lou Gehrig of PAX. See, I'm coughing. I'm gonna die now.
Yeah.
That's a really old reference.
Jinx
Gus Sorola syndrome.
Gus Sorola
The disease is still around. It's still a real thing.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's sad to have your legacy be a disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like his legacy is the speech, though, more than the disease. And that was a pretty good speech.
Do you know who Lou Gehrig was, Barbara?
No.
No.
Sports
Have you
guy?
heard of Lou Gehrig's disease?
Yeah.
He's a baseball player.
I said sports player.
Yeah.
Sports
He played
player.
he played that sports really good.
Yeah.
He has like one of the most quoted things from any sports figure. And it was, today I consider myself the happiest man in the world. I think it was because...
That was luckiest man in the world.
luckiest man in the world. Like, all the outpouring of support he had, even though he also had a very deadly disease.
Disease they named after him.
He's named
That's
after
how,
him.
that's
I would have
how-
been like, guys, that's okay. I appreciate it.
well, that's like
but-
John Pneumonia.
Appreciate the
That guy got
sentiment.
fucked.
John Pneumonia. That was good. I was gonna. Okay, I'm not even gonna try. You won that one.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think it's about time to wrap
It's
it up.
about time.
So,
hey, Gus, when does the new season of Game of Thrones start?
April 6th.
You're wearing the Hodor shirt.
Wearing my Hodor
So
shirt.
You got to go to the museum. Did we talk about
I
that?
didn't go to it.
I
you
went.
didn't?
It
No.
was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I heard they had the hand. They had Jamie Lannister's hand there, right?
They did.
That's creepy.
Spoiler.
That's
so much regret. I did the not augmented reality. What is it called? Optimus
Oculus Rift.
Thank you.
Optimus Prime.
Because I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna wait an hour for this. I'm not gonna wait an hour for the chair because I mean, at least this I can enjoy. And it was cool. Like I felt like I was totally there. I was like holding on to rails. And then now I'm just like, I wish I would have gotten the fucking chair pick.
Oh well.
That's my story.
There's a photo of Grumpy Cat on the Game of Thrones chair. Made it back to South by this year. Hey, we're in the wide shot. That means we're leaving.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back on Wednesday with an episode of The Patch, and next Monday another episode of RT Podcast.
YouTube.com/no.
Glad I fit in.
No. /no. That's where the patch is.
Je t'aime.
Bye.
Podcast. Jack, Jeff, Gavin, Gus, Bernie, and everyone else.